Brought to you by Guardian Alarm. We're still a few weeks away from the MLB All-Star break, but the Tigers had their own home run derby last night as they beat the Houston Astros 9-3 in the series opener. Colt Keith homered 3 times in the win. His first bomb of the game came in the 3rd inning. That made it 4-0 Tigers with 2 more homers later in the game. Keith now has 4 this season. Last night, he became just the second Tigers hitter in the last decade to record 3 homers in a game. Kevin McGonigal and Spencer Torkelson homered as well, as 7 of Detroit's 9 runs came via the long ball. Troy Melton did not pitch as planned last night due to back tightness. Gleyber Torres also had to leave the game after tweaking something after a swing. He previously missed 28 games with an oblique injury before returning early this month. Game 2 between the Tigers and Astros is at 8:10 tonight. And in another shocking twist in the Brendan Sorsby case, the disgraced Texas Tech quarterback declared for the NFL supplemental draft late last night. The NFL has not had a supplemental draft since 2023. Teams will now have a chance to bid draft picks for Sorsby, with priority going to worst teams based on last year. After a Big 12 lawsuit yesterday, Sorsby had to declare before June 22nd. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 971theticket or Odyssey.com.
Oh, boy, a lot to digest. Good morning, 97.1. Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park, Gov and Greg behind the glass. One thing that made John happy yesterday and one thing that annoyed him yesterday. We'll get to that.
Goodness.
Good morning, John.
Yeah, I tried something new yesterday, and it did not pay off for me, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. Tigers tried something new. Colt Keith did.
Hey.
Multiple home runs. The youngest player with 3 home runs in a game, the second youngest player all time in Tigers history since, we'll start the 2 Grand Slam early.
Cabrera?
Nope. Al Kaline.
Al Kaline.
Yes.
Probably where I should have started, given he was here as an 18-year-old.
Right. So, Colt Keith. And as soon as I heard it, and Greg, you might get this reference, the first home run coming, 4 or 5 days ago, and then the 3 home run game yesterday, it's like that jar of olives, right? You hold it upside down and you shake it around, nothing comes out. Then as soon as you take one out, they all fall out.
So what you're saying is?
That's a Harbaugh-ism. You can go ahead. I'll give you leave. You can go ahead and punch me when this segment's over.
And the sound it makes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you're kind of disgusted at yourself with the Harbaugh'ism.
Well, that's when you do the coaches show for every year that Harbaugh is there. You have some of those idiotic sayings.
When Greg made that noise, all I could think of was Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the
Lambs. Yes.
That's unnerving. Heather, how are you?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. I mean, I can, but I won't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
We all can complain about something.
Not this morning. Tigers won. What is there to complain about other than
being
even scores in soccer?
Okay, so let's just do this now.
I thought yesterday, after our conversation, and I was talking about how much I was into Friday night, the Team USA. And if Team USA, and it really doesn't matter the sport, but soccer in the World Cup is going on right now. Anytime Team USA is playing, I am fired up. I can't wait to see the red, white, and blue dominate the world stage. Now, we all know they're a long shot to win. I, last Friday, picked them to win it all. But I thought, you know what, after saying I only watch Team USA, I'm not interested in any other soccer game, football, I ought to give it a chance. We have people call in all the time. We have both, right? I'm so glad that you're talking about soccer. It's the World Cup, blah, blah, blah. And then other people, can't believe you're talking about soccer. Please stop. I'm more in that camp. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to give soccer a chance. I'm not going to watch every single minute of every game. In fact, I would watch maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes of all the games yesterday And then I would get distracted by doing other projects around the house. I was keeping it on. And then I would come back in about the 75th minute. And the kids got exhausted with me because I'm like, yeah, there's, technically 15 minutes left in the game, but you have extra time. And then I would come up with all the stupid reasons why you would get extra time, right? You have hydration breaks now. Mm-hmm. You have to stop so that you can get a sip of water. Soccer players like to use sippy cups. And so on and on and on, right? And the kids are all annoyed with me. Lisa is just like, would you please stop with the same jokes? And every single game, there were 4 of them yesterday.
Yep.
After giving it the old college try and watching and hoping to see a winner and then a loser, all 4 games end in a damn tie. Are you kidding me? I started out the end of the day like those 8 teams the same way I started at the beginning of the day. Have no idea who's the better team, who won, who lost. No one. All day long.
Tie.
0-0,
1-1, and 2-2.
Oh, it was an offensive explosion.
An onslaught.
4 goals in a game.
Well, these are 2 different points. Low scoring and ties are 2 different things. The ties are annoying.
No, but when it's 0-0 going into extra time.
Right, but low scoring can be tense. Like, you love football, and you don't mind a
American
defensive
football.
struggle.
Yes.
A low-scoring
Yes.
Super Bowl, for example.
The strategery.
Yeah, and I think if you like a sport, you can appreciate the defensive struggle more. Like, if you love baseball, you can geek out about a pitcher's duel. If you're a little more casual, you go, well, hit the ball over the fence. That's fun.
Right, yeah.
If you're-
Chicks dig it.
If you're watching hockey, you want to see 6-5. But if you are a nut and you love the game, 1-0 could be tense.
Right. Yeah, if you know puck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't mind low scoring if you like soccer. It's probably great. The tension, like for Spain to tie Cape Verde is a huge win for Cape Verde. But most importantly, we note that they didn't actually win.
Right. And the announcers were like, this is a huge win for Cape Verde. And by the way, yesterday I was listening to Stoney and he called it Cape Verde.
Of course he did.
Which I have no idea which one is right or wrong, but it looks like Verde to me.
I would assume it's Verde.
Anyway.
The one time Stoney's right and we're all wrong.
Right, yeah. More of Stoney coming on Thursday and Friday, just a heads up. But at least that one, I know enough over the conversations that we've had over the last 4 or 5 days that Spain
Power
is supposed to be good. Cape Verde is not supposed to be as good as Spain. So for them, and then you watch the celebration at the end, it literally looked like if you didn't see the score and you just saw the players' reaction, you would think Cape Verde won.
Right.
That was a program victory for them.
I'm looking at the world rankings. I can't even find Cape Verde. Spain is 3rd.
Okay.
So if you want an idea of just how significant that was.
So I was moderately excited for a tie only because Spain didn't win,
right.
but they didn't lose either.
64th in the world.
64th.
Yes.
How'd they get in the tournament?
Well, because of the regions. They don't just take the top 48. It's pooled from different regions of the world.
That's even dumber.
That's
They
the
won
game.
the Colonial Athletic Association.
That's what I meant to say.
Yes. The MAC champs.
They
The
qualify.
Patriot League champs, yes.
They qualify all the teams the 4 years in between. That's why you'll see these random games, U.S. and Mexico and stuff like that, like 2 years from now.
Oh, that's a qualifier for the World Cup, which is
Yes.
still 2 years away, and the team could be completely different by that time.
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah, it's always evolving, John.
Wow. The game of soccer, always evolving.
Always evolving.
There's
So what
a
are you
great
saying here,
tagline.
John?
I hate ties.
16 games so far, 8 ties.
Half of them.
What is the solution?
I guess that's appropriate.
They have a shootout after they do the extra time.
Right. So after you do penalty kicks after a certain
See,
amount of time.
I'm not a big fan of college football's overtime, especially when they changed it again. I didn't like the original and stuff, but college football and ties absolutely drove me nuts as a kid. I remember 92 or 3, Michigan was 9-0-3.
Right. The first college football
game.
game I went to was Illinois at Michigan State, and it was I think it was an 11-11 tie.
I just don't know why they have it this way. Don't give me this it's hurting Greg's head again when I talk about it, but not John's. When John talks about it, it doesn't hurt his head, but when I talk about it,
I'm
it
not
does.
doing this. Okay, just for
I see the
everybody,
disdain on his face.
the only thing I will say is I'm not doing this every day for a month.
Is it, we've reached Donovan Klingon level.
Right. Well,
well,
eventually, when
yeah.
they get out of pool play,
Knockouts.
they won't have ties anymore. So you won't have to do it. How long does pool
No,
play
but then it's
last?
the shootout, and then that'll get everybody mad again.
At least there's a winner and there's a loser.
Yes, and that's why I endorse college football's OT, even though I think it could be done in better ways. You know, it's I'm not going to die on that hill. I just think it's one of the stupidest things we do, that you pay to go to see something,
Yeah.
and the object is to win or lose, and we don't have that. It's
Yeah.
like I always say that a cat, when they sniff their butt, has a really funny look on their face after they do it. And that's kind of like being a fan attending a tie. You go to a game and you're kind of just walking out of there. What did we just do? What did we just do?
Then why does the dog look so happy?
I don't know. Dogs are better than cats.
They're not as smart as cats. They'll eat their own poop.
Hot meal.
Gross.
Welcome to the club, John.
But, okay. I don't think we satisfy a lot of great endings with shootouts, penalty kicks, the ghost runner, right? The NFL has tried to grapple with this, the best way to settle OT. Tom doesn't like the college OT. Once you get to the third overtime, it's 2-point conversions back and forth. None of those are great, but they are more satisfying than leaving with a tie.
Right.
You know you were better or worse. You won or you lost.
Well, especially if, okay, no one considers the fans anymore. No, it's just no one considers the fans. But if you pay, what was the minimum to get into SoFi for the U.S. game? It was like $1,000.
Bet, yeah.
If the U.S. had tied 1-1, 2-2, 0-0, whatever score you want to invent, and you paid $1,000 for just yourself, family of four, you pay $4,000 and you come away with,
John, I think you'll agree with my analogy here, because kids, when they're young and they're not cynical yet in life, Little League Baseball, let's say like 9, 10 years old, you experience your first tie game. Isn't it just weird? Don't the kids on both teams kind of act awkward and the coaches act awkward?
yeah.
Because that's natural. It's so unsatisfying.
It just is. And like they don't know yet why it's weird, but they learn that it's just weird.
Sometimes, at least in Little League Baseball, you run in the darkness. I mean, look, what are you supposed to do?
Oh, sure. Like if it's called off because of weather or because it's just too dark, okay, fine. Then maybe the next time you play that team, like they do in Major League Baseball, you pick up where you left off and you finish the game and then you start the next one.
I actually asked that when I experienced our first tie coaching Connor, and I asked the umpires, I go, so can we pick this game up? He's like, it's not that serious.
And in the end, it's probably not.
Little League's not. Professionals.
Right.
I guess I just get a kick out of the fact that John Jansen gave it a real shot. Like you heard Doug in the crosstalk say he watched almost every World Cup game, bits and pieces over the weekend. And then you go out and decide,
right, well,
I'm going to watch this too, damn it. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to give it a shot. And I think it's personally just hilarious that you were subjected to 4 straight ties. A competitor, didn't get to see a winner yesterday.
Always trying to find holes in my own game, right? What could I do better? And if I am ignoring the world's most dramatic or popular sport, then am I missing something? Is there a hole in my game? So I thought yesterday, well, I'll just take a gander.
Couple quick texts. Soccer, walleye. Another saying soccer is dumb. Guys, it's not going anywhere. World Cup's going to drag on for a while, and if the U.S. is interesting, we're going to talk about it. Another one says, the hydration breaks aren't for the players. It's for the TV networks. Got to make that extra ad revenue. Because they're doing them even on games. It's uniform, whether the temperatures are extreme or not.
I know. It's just...
I also believe this is in other sports called a quarter break.
Right, but soccer has
which
not
is
had
essentially
those.
what it is.
Right.
Well, we could do quarter breaks in hockey if we wanted, but we don't. We could do quarter breaks in soccer. We hadn't. Yes, we're familiar with the concept of quarter breaks, but this has not been the way soccer typically operates, even when it was hot 100 years ago.
Right. Right. It's just
But now we got TV execs.
right, and you've got to make money, which I get. It's just the whole thing of you get to the end of the game and it's 1-1, 0-0, even a 2-2 tie. Like there's just not enough action for me to get involved in the game of soccer.
I want you to think on this next one. I want your answer coming up next. Kirk in Canton asks, which sport has the best overtime? And he volunteers his choice. Think about it.
Okay.
Best way to conclude a tie game in all of sports. We'll do it next, 97.1.
Hey guys, if your hair is starting to thin, doing nothing is the worst move you can make because the sooner you do something about it, the more options you have. At Michigan Hair Restoration, the advancements in non-surgical natural solutions are incredible. Guys are seeing real growth and getting their confidence back without jumping straight into surgery. But of course, there's a catch. The longer you wait, the fewer options you have. Early action is everything. That's why so many Detroit area men trust Dr. Berkowitz. He's a board-certified surgeon with over 30 years of experience, and Dr. B's entire team is right there with you before, during, and after for follow-up care. Now, Dr. B has trusted the process enough to have it done himself. He's also performed it on his own son, and that tells you everything. Now, if you do need a transplant, you can get $1,000 off any hair transplant package, therapeutic or surgical, when you mention 97.1. Now, of course, consultation slots are limited, so once they're filled, there is a wait list, so don't overthink this. Go to MichiganHairRestoration.com and book your consult with Dr. B, because when your hair grows back, so does your confidence.
Brightside Dental Community Dentist, the people I go see, cleanings, fillings, whatever I need. If you've been dealing with problem teeth, skipping foods you love, hiding your smile, now's the time to get your life back. And forget about dentures. There's a better solution. It's called All-on-4 Dental Implants, where you replace a full set of missing teeth with just 4 implants, strong, secure, natural-looking smile that stays in place, and you can do it in a one-day transformation. Call today to schedule that consultation. Find out if All-on-4 Dental Implants are right for you. Your new smile is closer than you think. 1-800-PAINLESS. BrightsideDental.com. That's Brightside Dental. No judgment, just care. Text says John has no history with soccer. If they show more close-up shots of how hard they're playing, ties would be more understood. They're just part of the game.
If they showed close-up of how hard they're playing?
That's what the text says.
Why? Because they're breathing hard?
They run a lot.
Well, okay.
More than baseball and
Sure.
basketball.
Certainly more than football, but a lot of time they are standing around. They catch their breath when they're standing.
Spain should have won, but Cape Verde's goalie had the hot hand. If USA played England in a group stage and tied, I'd be ecstatic. That's an unnamed text. John, which sport has more action, baseball or soccer?
Well, last night, if you're watching the Tigers baseball, there's the potential for more action is there in baseball. You don't always get it. You know, if you've got a no-hitter or a perfect game, like, okay, the action isn't there, but the action shifts to the pitcher.
What's your take on Izzo's comments about MSU losing their athletic director? That's from Randy. We are going to talk about that today, as well as this Brendan Sorsby fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
Supplemental draft.
Oh, you mean he's not going to play college football?
No, he's not. Then how about this? Answer that question that we got. The best way to determine a game once it goes to overtime, which sport does it the best?
So I'm going to be a little selective on this and say it is the playoff rules that the NFL has.
Okay.
Because you have each team gets an opportunity to possess the ball. And if it's tied at the end of the first overtime, you go to another overtime. If it's tied at the end of that overtime, you go to another overtime.
Not in the regular season.
I just said it's the playoff. Would you listen to me?
Okay, but then you're doing the soccer thing.
I just said it's selective.
Okay,
I'm
so then you don't have an issue with soccer
the
then.
NFL.
And soccer's great because when it comes to the postseason, they determine a winner.
I just said, you asked who has the best, and I said, well, I'm going to be a little selective on this, and I'm going to say the NFL playoff overtime. Get off my back, jackass.
So we rip soccer, but we love football, but they both do ties in the regular season.
Right,
Just so
which
we're
they
clear.
shouldn't.
And then in the postseason, they determine a winner. So soccer and football are the same. Yes, jackass?
No.
Only when we choose to go at one for convenience
Correct.
is one good and one bad.
Hey, don't dissect my theories here.
Okay. My bad. I shouldn't do that.
I don't know who does it correctly. I honestly don't,
Right.
because I understand why you end up having some ties in some of these sports. I don't agree with it. The whole fact that, if you go into a double overtime, these guys in the NFL are just going to be too tired for the next week. Well, then score.
And it should be easier to score on the tired guys, right?
Right.
There's not a perfect one. I think that's what makes Kirk's question so great. I don't like a sport that you can tie.
So what's his answer?
He said hockey. He thinks the shootout is the most entertaining of all of these skills challenges. Because college football even becomes a skills challenge in the third OT. It's 2-point conversions. It's not real 4-down football. Penalty kicks and shootout are very similar. I mean, isn't the answer the NBA? Where you just keep playing until someone wins and you play NBA basketball up until there's a winner?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess as we
so by
logic it
default.
out. Yeah, as we just logic. The one that makes it the most like their main sport. Boy, we got two jackasses 25 minutes into the show. We're off to a hot start. And we haven't even talked about the MSU Board of Trustees. Let's get to Heather with the news.
Well, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
This news is brought to you by Gardner White. Let's see. Oh, we've talked about this, but Detroit officials are still considering a potential change for the city's curfew for the annual fireworks show on June 22nd. And they held this public hearing on Monday, and residents had the chance to kind of voice their opinions, and they're definitely mixed. So city leaders are proposing to move up the curfew for all minors under 18 years old from 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. But
Unless they're with an adult.
of course,
Yes.
of course, anyone is allowed to attend if they're with an adult or legal guardian. Even though 18, I guess, is an adult, but
Yeah.
either way, like I said, it's drawing some mixed reactions from Detroiters. They say the curfew would be in place the night of the fireworks show until 6 a.m. the next day. And if passed, the proposed curfew expansion will only apply to select viewing areas in and around downtown Detroit, the riverfront, and Belle Isle. City Council is expected to vote on this proposed ordinance during today's full session. But some residents think that instead of making the time earlier, like 8 p.m., they're like, it's not even, I mean,
Is the sunset?
my 4-year-old is awake at 8 p.m.,
Well,
right?
it's not
Like
saying you
it's
have to go to
that
bed.
dark. No, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it's still relatively
Yeah.
early and it's not dark out yet at 8 p.m. here. They're saying instead of maybe switching it to 8 p.m., just having more security in place is what people would like to see. How about we bump up security, more police presence instead of an 8 o'clock curfew? People think it's too early. Other people say, hey, if it's going to protect those in attendance and protect our children, why not have it in place? So some people like it. Some people aren't a huge fan of it. So
I think
we'll
it all
see what
depends
happens.
on like your perspective. Like if you're
Yeah.
someone who's concerned about safety, you go, well, 8 o'clock sounds great. If you're someone that wants the most people to be there, you'd say, well, then just put more police presence.
Yeah.
But
Yep. More than 133 pounds of cocaine was seized from a commercial semi-truck near the Blue Water Bridge on Thursday last week. The vehicle was selected for a physical inspection in Port Huron after attempting the border crossing. And during the search, they found 55 shrink-wrapped bricks of a white powdery substance
Oh, boy.
concealed within 2 cardboard boxes. Of course, that white powdery substance was determined to be cocaine. The drugs, the truck, the trailer were seized, and the driver is now facing federal
Maybe
charges.
that's why they are delaying the Gordie Howe. They wanted to bottleneck all the drugs into
the one-
the Blue Water Bridge. Yeah. I guess they could still use the ambassador.
They could. All right, let's talk about this. What was supposed to be this private pool party at a Birmingham
Oh,
home
boy.
turned into what neighbors described as total chaos over the weekend. Neighbors say that more than 150 people flooded their quiet street. Cars were blocking the streets and driveways. They also described public intoxication and lewd behavior
Oh.
in front of families and children. In fact, let's take a listen to this is Erica Erickson from Channel 4 describing what neighbors were dealing with. Yikes.
Erica, you just became a drop. Women twerking on top of cars.
It's pretty amazing. The
Yeah.
video, it's you got to see all of the video as well. So yeah, this person rented out their own pool. There's an app for that where you can rent out your pool. It was originally intended for 40 guests at roughly $180 per hour.
So were they home, living in their home, but only rented out the pool?
I want to say yes because they were ticketed. I'm guessing they were there, but I don't know. I mean, I would imagine no, but I would want to make sure that my home wasn't damaged. So I would also want to be there, but also weird to like watch people partying in your pool while you're like
yeah, especially this party.
reading a book in your living room.
What are they doing? What are those two girls doing
Yeah.
in the pool?
Very, very strange.
the video, they blur out the twerking, which I find hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Well, I'm guessing she had a very skimpy bikini bottom on is
Yeah.
why the blurringness was there.
multiple people twerking on cars.
Yes, this is what happens when a Dollar Tree comes to town.
Goodness gracious, you guys.
The hooligans come to town.
Yes.
Heather with the news. Oh boy. All right. So the Knicks, they won the NBA championship, snapped a 50-plus year drought. Coming up next, who's next? Who is the next Knicks? I've got a list of teams that have been in the same city for 50-plus years. We'll go through it. Who's next? 97.1.
Hey, you could be a great driver doing everything right and still get hit, and maybe you never even saw it coming. That's life on the road these days, especially with more people out in the nice weather. You've got bikes, motorcycles, summer traffic picking up, construction everywhere. If you're injured, call David Feminino and the accident response team. They're going to help you right away, and David will fight to get you what you deserve. When you're in an accident, you got to get the right team in your corner. Give them a call at 855-65-CRASH. That's 855-65-CRASH, or on the web at getdavidgetpaid.com.
All right, we got a team on this list, and I think this is a fun exercise. Who's the next Knicks? 50-plus year drought in the same city. And I stress the same city. So, like, the Arizona Cardinals haven't been in Arizona for 50 years, so they were left out. But I've got 18 teams, and I've put them into tiers, John.
Okay.
Who's the next team to snap a 50-year drought? Tier 4, scraping the bottom, teams that are nowhere near getting it done. Mm-hmm. The New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins, the Cleveland Browns, the Vancouver Canucks, and I threw in the Atlanta Falcons and Phoenix Suns as well.
So do I have to pick one of those teams, or can I wait for the next tier?
Well, this would be interesting. If you were taking a long shot, who would you
All
take
right.
from that group to win a title?
Oh, they all suck.
I know. It's going to get easier.
I guess I would say maybe Atlanta with the new coaching staff. I do think that they're going to be better in the coming years. I don't know if Michael Penix ever becomes a true franchise quarterback, but they got Bijan. They've got talent around him. I don't know.
Of that group.
That group, I would say Atlanta.
80-1. They
Okay.
have the best odds to do it. Tier 3, I'm just not seeing it. Maybe it's a fringe playoff team, but not going to do much more than that. Tier 3 includes the Minnesota Vikings, the Cincinnati Bengals. Tom, hold your comments. The Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Maple Leafs, Cleveland Guardians, San Diego Padres, and Philadelphia Flyers, who are 51 years into their drought.
Well, I mean, San Diego, you look at the lineup and you're like, man, look at the payroll. You're like, wow.
They go for it. And I think they're fighting for a wild card spot right now.
I guess I would be in between, and I don't know, maybe my default is the NFL teams because you have these teams that go worst to first quite frequently, or at least in their division. Minnesota is interesting because of Kevin O'Connell. And now with a quarterback battle.
Well, it doesn't sound like much of a battle.
Yeah, I don't know. But Cincinnati's been there with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow can't stay healthy. They can't protect him. Defensively, they still blow. So I guess I would say Minnesota Vikings.
Tom, you think the Bengals should be moved up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Joe Burrow, along with Chase, can carry a team all the way to the Super Bowl if they stay healthy and the rest of the team stays relatively healthy, like most NFL teams. Like, I would definitely put them in tier 2. I know CBS did a NFL version of this yesterday, and they had the Bengals listed as number 2 of all NFL teams likely to end a drought.
Wow, yeah, 58 years for Cincy. They're 22-1 to win the Super Bowl. They have the best odds of any team in this group. My issue is some of the things John said. The offensive line has made it hard to keep Burrow upright, and their defense, they lost Trey Hendrickson. It continues to be an issue. So I have maybe they make the playoffs, but I don't think they're a serious title contender. Tier 2, now here's where we enter teams that they're not the favorites, but I think they're going to be playoff teams, and I think they could, if enough things break right, snap a 50-year drought. The Buffalo Sabres finally got into the postseason.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee Brewers, who are
the Brew Crew.
90 wins plus every season, it feels like, especially if they go out and
They got a flamethrower now, too. Was it Mizorowski? Is that how you say his
Did I
name?
see 105 miles an hour the other day? Yeah. So they've won a lot of regular season games. They kind of stall out around that NLDS, NLCS, but a big, bold trade deadline. I think they're in the hunt. The San Diego Chargers, the Detroit Lions, those teams round out the tier.
Okay, so, I mean, my heart says the Detroit Lions, but you got to look at, San Diego, whatever we think of Harbaugh, he is a good football coach, but is Justin Herbert going to be, is he going to ultimately be able to take that step? He's got all the talent in the world, but it comes down to, can he protect the ball in the playoffs? I don't think he'll actually be able to do it. They've been plagued by injuries the last couple of years as well. I'm Buffalo. I think they're still a ways away, even though they did make the playoffs and they have jumped the Wings.
I say they won the Atlantic.
Yeah,
A good, tough Atlantic.
hey, good for them. I guess I'd have to say Milwaukee.
Okay, they have the best odds.
I think Milwaukee, especially with, I know that there's more than just Mizorowski as in their pitching staff, but they finally have what looks like a really good pitching staff. And can they match that with the bats?
Yeah, to me, they're the NL version and a better version of the Guardians, where they do a lot of little things right. They run the bases, they go first to third, they can steal bags, they pitch, they do the little things well.
They're scrappy.
They're scrappy, but they win more than Cleveland, which is why I have them a tier up. They're 12-1 to win the World Series. Lions are 17-1. They have a 68-year drought. Don't need to tell people in the city that.
Yeah.
John, how likely is it that they are the next Knicks?
Well, I think it's possible for them to be there this year. They got the last place schedule. And if the offensive line gels, if they get some chips to fall their way in the secondary, and that means Kirby Joseph is healthy more than he's not, Brian Branch is back earlier, and they get Terrion Arnold, maybe even Ennis Rakestraw. I know Dan talked about Ennis Rakestraw last week. Like, now is the time. I think he's had, a total of like 30 snaps in his career. But when you read his scouting report, I know Doug was doing it the other day, you're like, well, that's the guy that we want.
Yeah, that's the stuff they need.
And so if he's able to be a kind of a shadow of that even, I think there's a chance the Lions could make that happen.
Tier 1 is one team.
Oh.
The team most likely to end a 50-year drought, the Buffalo Bills.
Huh.
They flirted with it. They've been in that AFC title game damn near every year, consistently on the edge of finally breaking through. Everybody knows about the 4 Super Bowls too, but this group has been on the cusp.
Yes, they've had their opportunities. And, okay, so in terms of skill players, I do think it was a huge opportunity for them to go get DJ Moore. And to pair him with Josh Allen, Keon Coleman still being on the roster seems a little awkward after
you think
the things that they had to say about him after. But James Cook in the backfield, Josh Allen, as we all know, he's got an MVP under his belt. Offensive line wise, I think they're ready to rock and roll. Yep. It's going to be, can they stay healthy defensively? That's really been the big issue. Ed Oliver up front, Greg Rousseau. I know they've made some additions, so it's just a matter of, can they stay healthy enough in the second? Oh, I'm sorry, basically in the defense.
Yeah, up and down that defense. Bradley Chubb, the veteran they brought in, TJ Parker,
right,
one of the rookies that they drafted, make that front a little more dangerous. Do you agree with me? They are the team most likely in all of sports to break a drought.
Yeah, they are the most likely, which probably means they won't be the one.
Okay, so then that's the question we pose to you guys.
Who is it?
18 teams who have been in the same city for 50-plus years without a title. Bottom tier, Canucks, Jets, Dolphins, Browns, Falcons, Suns. Tier 3 is Vikings, Bengals, Hawks, Maple Leafs, Guardians, Padres, and Flyers. In the hunt, the Chargers, Lions, Brewers, and Sabres, and the Buffalo Bills, Tier 1 title conversation.
All with 50-plus years of a championship drought. And if I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm not just going to take the Bills because they're in Tier 1, and I'm going to go in all facets, all tiers, I think I'd have to step down to Tier 2 and say the Brew Crew.
Okay.
The Milwaukee Brewers. I think they're the ones out of this group of professional franchises, and I don't know if it's one of these teams this year.
Right, that's the other thing.
But after 57 years, I think the odds are that I would take Milwaukee.
All right, we want to hear from you guys. We'll collect some feedback. 248-539-9797. It's 97.1.
Hey, I've been talking a little bit about the new truck that I'm getting this month, and if you're looking for one, I'm telling you right now, the Ram truck should be right at the top of the list. The Ram truck lease deals at every Metro Detroit Ram dealer are phenomenal right now, and I've seen the Ram side by side with other trucks. I've done the comparisons. I've driven a Ram, And for the Ram, you could choose from Ram's legendary 5.7 Hemi V8, or they've got two options when it comes to the Hurricane engine. And I went with the 420 horsepower. They also offer the high output 540 horsepower. Why would you trust any full-size pickup at any price with a 4-cylinder engine? You're just not going to be happy with it. Plus, the full-size Ram 1500 is built right here in Sterling Heights. Ram offers a 5-link coil suspension. All it's going to take is one test drive, and you're going to feel how much smoother a Ram is. And for comfort, I'm telling you right now, just go sit in a Ram, and you're going to feel the difference. Right now, lease payments on a new Ram truck at every Metro Detroit Ram dealer are phenomenal. So are their financing offers for well-qualified buyers. Pull into your Metro Detroit Ram dealer today and tell them I sent you.
Tuesdays mean 2 Grand Slams, 725, your chance to win $2,000. Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us. Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park, Gov and Greg behind the glass. Brendan Sorsby into the supplemental draft. We'll get to that. Couple quick texts on the next New York Knicks, the next team to drop a 40-year drought. Text says the Chargers haven't been in their city for 50 years.
But they've been a franchise for a long time.
I felt like it was in the spirit to say San Diego, LA, Southern California. They've been the Southern California Chargers.
Yeah.
I didn't want to include like the Clippers used to be in Buffalo. You know?
Yeah.
Or the Cardinals used to, the Arizona Cardinals in the NFL used to be in Chicago at one point. I mean,
right. Yeah. I mean, if you put the Clippers on here, you'd have to create a tier 5.
Good point. Says the Bills are most likely to do it. Chad in the Truck says Brew Crew. John, if the Chargers had JJ McCarthy, they'd win it, right? Kevin in the Mac.
No, I'm not. I'm not banging that drum.
And how are the Sabres ahead of the Flyers? Well, the Flyers snuck in. The Sabres won the Atlantic. I think the Flyers are a step behind the Sabres. I don't think that's overly controversial.
No. And it is interesting because you look at Milwaukee and NL Central, 43 wins, 26 losses, and not everything tells a complete story, but they currently have the second highest run differential. Like, they are a team that is trying to put both phases together defensively with some of the pitching and some of the things that you talked about. Like, they're doing all the little things right. When you watch their games, and I have watched some of Milwaukee's games because I like watching good baseball, they do things, they don't make a lot of errors. And so they give themselves the best odds to win a lot of games. And then when you look at what they're doing in terms of runs scored, like 370 runs, it's only, I think it's third in Major League Baseball? Yeah, it's third in Major League Baseball, only behind the Dodgers, who have 390 runs. And who was the other one? I just saw another one. Maybe they're second.
Well, I was going to ask you, how much of the challenge here is there's not a Dodgers in the NFL? Like, I put the Bills in tier 1, the team most likely to do it. They're 60 years, no title. The Brewers have to go through the Dodgers.
Sorry, it's the Nationals. 399 runs scored.
But what do you make of that the Dodgers exist?
It certainly makes it tougher because, I mean, just if they make it to the World Series, I think they would be the favorites over any American League team that makes it, but they're going to have to play the Dodgers in, whether it's the ALDS, ALCS, they're going to have to play them at some point. I'm sorry, NL. Yeah.
But just to give people some context, the Brewers are 13-1 to win the World Series, which it's top 5. Real shot to do it.
Yeah.
Postseason's a different animal, but John, to your point, they play a good brand of baseball. 13-1 for the Brewers. Do you know what the Dodgers' odds to win the World Series are? Less than 2-1. Like, it's just, they're on a completely different stratosphere.
Right. But then you start looking at, okay, well, if we're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills.
There's no team in the NFL that's 2-1 to win the Super Bowl right now.
No, but how long does it take? Is Patrick Mahomes able to return soon enough, or is Justin Fields able to keep the ship afloat long enough for Kansas City to be the Dodgers of the NFL? That would be the closest comparison.
I think the thing with the Brewers is Mizorowski. I believe he's the type of pitcher that could maybe win 2 to 3 games in a series against the Dodgers and beat them. That I would probably put them ahead of the Bills, actually.
Really?
I mean, I've seen this Bills thing. Not that they're not belong. They belong, of course. But they got to get the monkey off the back. They're carrying a monkey right now.
So in a 7-game series, I agree with you. But when you throw as violently as Mizorowski does, would he be as effective in Game 7 as he was in Game 1?
No, that's true and stuff. And you haven't seen him perform in the postseason really either. So it's what kind of pitcher is he? You know, Verlander had a problem once he got to the World Series. It's just You know, pitchers, you just don't know until you see. It's kind of like how we saw Wemby play out. He's got 131 strikeouts in 87 innings.
He's unbelievable for people who aren't paying attention. But just so we're clear on the Brewers, they regularly win 90-plus games, but they haven't won a game in the NLCS since 2018. So if we're doing that, I've seen this with the Bills.
Very true.
I say the Brewers feel very spiritually similar.
Yeah,
They got
no,
this
I agree.
unicorn now, though, that
Yeah.
potentially his whip is .74.
Right, but you could also say Josh Allen is the unicorn that
But we've
Buffalo
seen
has.
him.
We have.
Maybe I should have asked a better question, John. Who do you want, besides the Lions, obviously? Who do you want to be the next Knicks? I gave you 18 teams. We're going to leave out the obvious. We all want the Lions to win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
But we didn't exactly love seeing New York fans celebrate. Is there a different fan base out there?
Well, it's certainly not going to be Cleveland.
No.
F them.
It's Buffalo, right? What do you got
I
against
know.
the
I
Bills?
know. Well, it's hard to say because I know Greg has a connection in Buffalo. So whether it's the Bills, it's the Sabres. I know that there is a connection there on the show. But I mean, I'd have to go with the same answer. I'd have to go with the Brew Crew.
You know, has the longest drought?
Well, Atlanta and Detroit, the Hawks, have the same.
68 years for the Lions and the Hawks, but you got to go back 77 years for Cleveland.
Love it.
So
Absolutely love it.
Mizorowski right now, if his whip held even, would have the second best single season whip by starting pitcher ever. Wow. That is
Who has the best?
Pedro Martinez,
Was it the 99 season?
2000.
Okay,
yeah, you knew he had
Yeah.
that vintage season. Verlander had the third best ever in 2019 with the Astros with a .80.
I thought he was about to say something like Bob Gibson or Sandy Koufax.
I was hoping he was going to say Shohei. See?
Listen, Walter Johnson second right now.
Where was Cy Young?
He's not in the top
You don't
five.
have to go back 100 years. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, Brendan Sorsby. We're going to get into this more in the 7 o'clock hour, but so people understand this Texas Tech saga, it's come to an end.
So we think.
But
Yes.
he's not going to play at Texas Tech next year. We believe he's going to enter the NFL supplemental draft.
Correct. These are the reports. Now, we actually have to see the NFL hold the supplemental draft.
Yes.
And we actually have to see him taken in the supplemental draft.
We also have to explain to our audience what the hell the supplemental draft is.
Yes. And how we even got here. And I'll give you the quick Cliff Notes version. Sorsby bet on games that he was in, both with Indiana and Cincinnati, transferred to Texas Tech, self-reported this issue, checked into rehab, and then was given the injunction, first said ineligible. A judge says, no, you are eligible. And then there's been a back and forth between college football, really, but between the Big 12, Texas Tech, not going to play him. There's been threats made by attorney generals, and now all of a sudden it was the final straw was the Big 12 filing suit yesterday in federal court, and Texas Tech and Brandon Sorsby finally threw up their hands and said, I give.
His deadline to declare for the supplemental draft officially is June 22nd. We will get into exactly how this plays out, and should the Lions be involved in any way? I mean, would you give up a pick in next year's draft to get him, 97-1?
So if he goes undrafted. Brought to you by Applied Innovation. It was a home run party for the Tigers last night as they hit 5 long balls to account for 7 runs in their 9-3 win over the Astros. Kevin McGonigal got things started in the second inning with his 5th homer of the year. That made it 2-0 Tigers in the second. Colt Keith and Spencer Torkelson went back-to-back in the third inning to make it 5-0. Keith homered again with solo shots in the 8th and 9th innings to record just the second 3-homer day in the last decade for the Tigers. Game 2 in the series is tonight at 8:10. Some breaking news in tennis today. Serena Williams is returning to Wimbledon. The 44-year-old legend will compete in doubles with her 45-year-old sister Venus as Serena breaks a near 4-year hiatus from the major championship. Last week, Williams said she hopes to begin competing in singles again, but admitted that may not be part of her journey right now. Wimbledon begins June 29th this year. And Brendan Sorsby could play in the NFL next year after the college quarterback declared for the NFL supplemental draft last night. Now teams will bid 2027 draft picks for the number 1 transfer recruit in the country. This decision from Sorsby came after his college eligibility was brought into question by a lawsuit from the Big 12 Conference against Texas Tech yesterday. At the Corewell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com. All
right, little background. Sorsby planning to enter the NFL supplemental draft. 46 players have been selected all time. 7 Pro Bowlers, 1 Hall of Famer, Chris Carter. The most recent success story, I put success in air quotes, made a Pro Bowl was Josh Gordon in 2012. As far as quarterbacks go, 6 QBs all time have been selected in the supplemental draft. All but 1 has required a first-round pick. Terrell Pryor went for a 3rd in 2011. He's the most recent. All the other ones were 1992 and earlier. There's a lot to sort out here with Sorsby. People are going to wonder about it from a Lions standpoint. But, John, where is your head at?
So there is still a question that hasn't been answered. I don't believe it's been answered because gambling regulators in both Indiana and Ohio are investigating his bets because he placed some of these bets before he was of legal age to do it in Indiana. He also did this under assumed names. Like there is a legal battle that he could also be facing as to whether or not he's even a free individual or not. And I don't believe that either the Indiana Commission or the Ohio Commission has come out with their final findings.
That's a very good question. I mean, look, you don't get to the supplemental draft unless there's something wrong.
Correct.
So he is damaged goods. But that doesn't mean teams wouldn't put in claims for him.
Right.
And the way it works is you give up next year's equivalent pick.
Right. It's you basically bid on Brandon Sorsby.
Yes.
And if, let's just say you're the Kansas City Chiefs and you're like, well, we want to have a hand in the game, but if we'll throw in a 7th round pick.
Just to see.
And if no one else puts in any bid, then they win the sweepstakes for Brendan Sorsby, and they give up next year's 7th round pick. So that's just an example. Yeah. If you are the Jets, would you be willing to gamble next year's 2nd or 3rd? Or if you're the Arizona Cardinals, maybe next year's 2nd or 3rd on Brendan Sorsby to see if it plays out and he can actually play?
Well, so you answer this. Where would he have gone if he was in this last draft?
I think he would have been the next quarterback taken after Oakland took
Mendoza.
I think he would have been the 2nd quarterback taken. And so there's no question that he has NFL talent. And part of what makes him intriguing is the fact that last year, I think his completion percentage could have been a little bit better, but he also paired what he was doing. I think it was 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, so he did a decent job of protecting the ball. But it's over 600 yards rushing as well. So
athletic.
Hey, Detroit fans, you could check that box. You could have a mobile quarterback, not named Hendon Hooker or Teddy Bridgewater, on the roster.
You said he would have been the first QB taken after Mendoza. Ty Simpson went 13th. So you think he would have been a first round? I think he probably would have been a Ram. If the Rams were still going to take a quarterback, I think he would have been that guy. So then if he's in the supplemental draft, what bid would you put in if you were the Lions?
There'll be multiple teams, I think, that put in a second. I don't think anybody will put in a first. So if I'm the Lions, would you be willing to gamble your second-round pick next year?
Yeah, sure. Pick 64.
Hopefully, on your future franchise quarterback. They already they spent a third on Hendon Hooker, and I think most people would agree that Brendan Sorsby is a better NFL prospect than Hendon Hooker. And if he would have gone in the first round, why wouldn't you put in a second round?
I think it's important. Teams aren't going to put a first. Like a team like the Jets isn't going to want to give up what could be a top 5 pick in this draft to get him. But the second round pick for teams like the Cardinals and the Jets makes sense. So the Lions probably aren't beating them, but the only chance you'd have is to put a second round in and hope those teams go third.
So the question I have, because I do believe the Jets have 2 first-round picks.
Okay.
Could they put in their later first-round pick?
See, this is outside my depth.
This is where everything's going to get weird with this whole Brendan Sorsby thing.
I think a wild card team, and because he takes risks, are the Eagles. You know, this is a big year for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He has regressed, some, and without A.J. Brown. And he did it with Wentz when he took Hurts.
Well,
that
okay,
he
but-
would dangle a second-round pick out there if that's the highest bidder.
Well, let's make this. Let's go to the extreme. Why not a first? If you think you're chasing a Super Bowl and John thinks he would have gone 13th in this year's draft, would you give up pick 31, 32 in next year's draft to get a player who would have gone 13th in this year's draft?
Look, this is very fresh.
It's the way you jump the Jets and the Cards is you put a first in.
Right. I do think, a team lurking that's down that could potentially need a quarterback sooner than you think, would be willing to do that. I feel with this story, nobody will use a first. I think the difference, so every single quarterback taking a supplemental draft, except Terrell Pryor, were all first-round supplemental picks in the history. Now, you got to go back quite a ways before that. I think teams in the NFL value capital more now than ever.
And if, say, you're the Jets, and you might have a top 5 pick, or if you're Arizona and you think you might have a top 5 pick, where would you put Brendan Sorsby up against Dante Moore, Arch Manning? I mean, you start getting down the list. Julian Sayin, Lenoris Ellis, C.J. Carr,
it's a pretty
Josh
good class.
Hoover at Indiana.
We do this all the time, but it does look like a good class on paper. So I don't
Right.
think you're looking to give up a high first for
No.
Sorsby. Plus, there's the other thing is we don't know Sorsby's legal dealings.
status.
Yeah, so that's the other reason. If this was a clean prospect, he would have been in this.
And here's another question that I don't have the answer to. I'm just going to throw it out. Is if you take him in the supplemental draft, and let's just say the Lions give up a second, they are the winner of the Brendan Sorsby sweepstakes. If he ends up having legal issues, do you get that pick back? If he is, let's just say he is unable to play or be a part of your franchise, do you get that pick back? That's, again, I don't know the answer to that question, but all of these teams will know exactly what that is.
Text question. NFL suspended Terrell Pryor to start his NFL career. Sorsby's issue is far worse. Could the NFL suspend him? Jesse and Warren. And another says no one will take him because Goodell will suspend him immediately. Sorsby is off for the year.
So Pro Football Talk last night, Florio wrote a story. His lawyer's already working on trying to ensure the NFL won't hand out punishment. That doesn't mean they're not going to.
Right.
What would be the jurisdiction? He wasn't an NFL player. He didn't violate NFL rules. What would be the jurisdiction?
They did it to Terrell Pryor.
Right, but I'm asking, what would be their argument? That we did it before so we can do it again? They don't actually have, he's not a member of the National Football League. He didn't, depending on how his legal case goes, if he doesn't have any legal
ramifications there.
Remember, Tressel got suspended 6 games.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If it is a team like the Lions, that might make him more attractive if he's going to be suspended for a year. He's not going to play this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, you mentioned Philly. Anybody that's got a quarterback, you're rolling into next year with QB1. Most teams know who QB1 is this season.
Right.
You don't
And-
really care if he sits a year. He's going to hold the clipboard either way.
Right. And so if your investment in him is 3 years down the road, then you say, you know what? Hey, wherever you're living, we'll find a way to get you a quarterback coach to continue to coach you up. He may even give you some tips on what the offense looks like and how you would call it, and go through coaching him during this suspension. And so you are taking him for what you think he will be.
Yes.
And you're also gambling, and pun intended, that he is no longer going to gamble on football games.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You got to make sure that's not going to be a recurring issue because that would be catastrophic.
Right.
Okay, text says, please bring Sorsby to Detroit, signed JMO. Any truth that Sorsby's making bets on whether he'll be selected in the supplemental draft? John in Lake Orion. You can bet Sorsby will go to Vegas, just not to play for the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be an unending amount of jokes. But if
you're the
looking
Lions, what would you do?
I would probably throw in a second. Just say, let's see what happens. Because we have our starting quarterback. We've got our franchise quarterback. Doesn't mean he ever has to throw a pass but the Lions are going to be good enough to not be picking in the top 10, probably top 15, maybe not even in the top 20 in the next couple of years. How? We always ask this when people say, Goff needs to go. He's not mobile.
Yeah.
All right. How do you acquire that next franchise quarterback if you're always picking 22, 23, 17 this past year?
Now, the guy didn't have the baggage, but I think the ultimate example of a team doing this, so you don't worry about hurting Goff's feelings or anything because business is business, is when the Packers took Rodgers when they had Favre.
Right.
If they can do that to Brett Favre, this could be done to Goff.
There's
just not the baggage with it.
Well, Green Bay did it with Jordan Love.
Yeah.
True.
Goff is 31, will turn 32 in October. If you add Sorsby to the roster on a 4-year deal, does Sorsby get in at any point in the next 4 years? Like if Goff was 35, this makes a little more sense.
Yes. But again, I'll ask the question, if you're always picking in the early 20s and maybe even 32, how do you acquire that next franchise quarterback?
Well, Favre played 3 seasons after it was 05, 06, 07. In 07, Favre got hurt, finally breaking his Iron Man streak, and Rodgers came into that game in Dallas and he looked the part.
I'm just asking.
And at that point, they knew they were going to move on, so Favre demands out.
I'm just asking how old were Rodgers and Favre, because I think they were much older than 31-year-old Jared Goff.
But
they
we
were
also
probably in their
saw-
mid to late 30s when they started the succession plan.
We also saw the Lions only take a part of Goff's contract and try and free up more cap space. They're eating some of that now so that if they decide to move on from him in years 3 or 4 or wherever it is, it's less expensive.
I think the bare minimum, it's a third because of the Hendon Hooker thing. If you're willing to throw a third on a guy coming off the ACL that's half the prospect, you'd clearly give up a third to add Sorsby. Second is if you want any real chance to get him.
Right.
248-539-9797. We'll get to Heather's news. We'll get to 2 Grand Slam. That's at 725. It's 97.1. If you've been thinking about upgrading your ride, I'm going to tell you about Moran Chevrolet. It's Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer 2 years in a row. If you're looking for a truck, the 2026 Silverado, the 4x4 crew cab with the V8 engine, you can haul all your summer toys or beat these gas prices. Check out the 2026 Trax. If your current vehicle situation needs attention, Moran offers free loaner cars with any scheduled certified service appointments. Shop online anytime, MoranExpress.com, or stop by. They're on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. That's Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
If your furnace or AC is struggling to keep up, it's time to call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Mastercraft is available 24/7 for those moments, and they stand behind their work with a very valuable 5-year warranty. They made a huge difference in my home, and they'll do the same for yours. Right now, they're running some amazing specials. You can get an AC tune-up for only $79, and if it's time to upgrade, get half-off installation when you buy a new AC or furnace. Easy financing options are available as well. Schedule your free in-home estimate at mastercraftheating.com.
We'll get to 2 Grand Slam, but first, Heather with the news.
Yep, this news is brought to you by Gardner White. Well, a planned teen takeover at the Dearborn Heights Spirit Festival was shut down before it could get out of control over the weekend. Police say a large group of teens showed up Saturday night with the apparent goal of, disrupting the city's annual family festival, but officers responded quickly, cleared the area before anything could escalate. Multiple arrests were made. Several others were detained. Videos show just, large crowds of teenagers running through the festival, nearby areas. According to city officials, officers from numerous departments helped bring the situation under control. And then in a statement from Dearborn Heights leaders, they said that the teens picked the wrong city, adding that the festival was shut down early to protect families attending the event. They also want to send a message to parents, too. Make sure you talk to your children. Make sure you know where they are, what they're up to, because these teen takeovers are happening in communities around, Michigan, but also everywhere, I think so. Women were dancing on cars, streets were blocked by heavy traffic, and neighbors called police about 20 times during this wild pool party in Birmingham Saturday afternoon. So police say the pool was rented for this party, which originally was intended for about 40 guests, but then things soon escalated and the crowds grew larger and larger. By the evening, the crowd grew to a couple hundred people. And here's Erica Erickson from Channel 4 describing what the neighborhood was dealing with. So it sounds like the neighbors were upset that the event wasn't shut down because police showed up numerous times during this pool party, but it sounds like they just said, hey, make sure everything kind of ends around 8:30. Yeah. And I do have a statement from the homeowner who I still don't know if the homeowner was there or not.
So Erica left out one key fact.
What did she leave out?
Were they hot?
You saw the video, John.
Well, I didn't see the quote unquote.
Oh, because it was
2
blurred?
Women and the sexual act.
Geez. No, nobody wants to see that. Well, maybe somebody does, but not on Channel 4.
It's a legitimate question.
I have a lot of
gracious,
questions
John.
about this.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So the homeowner is kind of downplaying things. First, he is saying, hey, this wasn't rented through an app or a booking app, which is what was originally reported. He said he rented it to a friend. He said the party was not shut down by police, ended as scheduled. He did say that the party was planned to be much smaller. And he said most of the videos they saw were, of peaceful partying, that what you saw was kind of the
Just
ending.
The highlights?
Was the ending of the party when everyone was leaving. And he did say that
waving goodbye.
that the video of the
With their
woman
ass.
twerking on the car is not a representation of their values or events that they host at their home. And the homeowner did note that they will address things with their neighbors privately to ensure that they are aligned on expectations for their community. The homeowner was cited with 3 misdemeanors, and then whoever he rented the party to, the host of the actual party, was cited with 2. So,
yeah, a lot to unpack here. I don't even know why you'd want to rent. You get paid for it, but why you'd want to let all these people into your pool?
Right, because
causing a
I would
ruckus.
imagine after the way that party is appearing, that there might be a pool cleaning
Pretty rowdy.
involved after that one. Is there a hot tub as well? You might have to drain and disinfect that one.
I don't know.
It's an interesting business model, renting out your pool.
It is. I didn't even know. I know
Yeah.
he says
They
he
find any
rented it to a
balloons?
friend, but oh no, John. I didn't know that existed, like an app where you
I
could
didn't
just
know
rent
either.
your pool. I don't think I would want to do that. The Rocket Classic is adding one more unique event before the tournament says goodbye in Detroit next month. So tournament officials announced this new downtown rooftop par 3 shootout that will feature some of the PGA Tour's biggest names. The event will take place on Tuesday, July 28th from atop Bedrock's 5-story UBS building on Woodward Avenue. So players will hit their tee shots through the Hudson's Detroit corridor onto a custom-built green at ground level. They say the par 3 will play between 100 and 110 yards. It will feature an elevation drop of at least 50 feet. Organizers say that this shootout is part of an effort to celebrate Detroit and the Rocket Classic's impact on the city during its final year. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, this is really cool, too. Your chance to play the 2 Grand Slam. Give us a call now, 248-539-9797. Finally, I'll end with this story. The blind box trend is about to hit the grocery aisle. You know, when you order, let's say, a collectible or something, and you know
it's like a
the
mystery.
theme, but you don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, yeah, I get fishing lures this way.
Yeah, well, you can also now get
Mystery
some
box.
grocery items. So Aldi is unveiling the Aldi Blind Box, and shoppers will have the chance to claim one for free for a limited time. So the boxes are filled with, they say, fan favorite products and, quote, fresh picks from across every aisle. They say a new Aldi Blind Box will be released every day from June 22nd to the 25th. So at noon each day, you can go online and claim that day's free themed box while supplies last. And there is themes for each box, right? There's a snack blind box,
Okay.
a fiber blind box, a protein blind box, and a mystery blind box.
You get a blind box full of Metamucil.
You know, and prunes.
What's in the box?
Yes. Here's some lettuce.
Here's mystery meat.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Spam.
Yeah, he's hoping for the pineapple box.
I was
Oh, of course.
thinking something
Sit upside
different.
down in the box.
Anyway, let's play the 2 Grand Slam. All right, let's do this. 60 seconds, 10 questions, $25 for each question answered correctly, $2,000 if our contestant can get them all right.
Our contestant is James Huntington Woods. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning, James?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How about you?
Oh, we're doing all right. You go by James or Jimmy?
Or Jim.
Both.
Both? Okay.
please.
All right. Well,
Jimmy James.
if you do really well, if you win the 2 Grand Slam, we'll go James. If you only get one, we'll go Jimmy.
Okay. There we
good.
go.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to pass, feel free. If there's enough time, we'll get back to it. But James, your time is going to start right now. Who is the Detroit Tigers starting pitcher tonight?
Valdez.
Who won the Conn Smythe Trophy on Sunday night?
Stahl.
Jim Costa is going to this sporting event on Wednesday.
Pass.
Ecuador is located in this continent.
South America.
Who played Bob Dylan in A Complete Unknown?
Timothy Chalamet.
Who did Jalen Brunson play for before the Knicks?
Timberwolves.
Dylan Dingler played for this college.
Ohio State.
This band had the 1987 hit Girls, Girls, Girls.
Motley Crue.
This Houston Astro had 2 home runs in the first inning on Friday night.
Paredes.
The 2026 NBA draft is located in this city.
New York.
Jim Costa is going to this sporting event on Wednesday.
World Cup.
Judges?
Before or after the buzzer?
We're waiting for a ruling. We're going through the review process right now.
Greg says no.
I say yes.
I trust Greg. Greg's got great
Okay.
judgment on
All
this.
right.
He's the one that's locked in on the board.
A split second
Okay.
too late. There was no pause like there is on the NFL play clock. So we got you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
He's the
6.
gatekeeper. He is the gatekeeper of
Yep.
the show.
Someone has to be.
6. That's good enough to be James.
All right.
Hey, don't be disappointed. That was good.
Yeah, that was
I
really
would have
good.
given you 7, but
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Heather's the nice one. James, thanks for playing. Make sure you hold on the line there. We'll make sure you get paid. And so 6 gives them $150 if my math on air is correct.
It is, John.
All right. And the Tuesday 2 Grand Slam is brought to you by Femininity Law. Get David, get paid.
Let's go through all 10. Valdez pitching tonight for the Tigers.
Nailed it.
Eric Stahl, the oldest Conn Smythe winner in NHL history.
Also got that one.
Yep. I'm going to the World Cup.
Yep. And
Wednesday.
he got that one just behind the buzzer.
I was going to feel bad if that's the only one he didn't get because he was on a run.
Yeah.
He got 4, which is Ecuador is in.
South America.
And who played Bob Dylan?
That'd be Timothy Chalamet.
Brunson did not play for the Timberwolves.
Now, similar colors, but played for the Mavs.
Based on how he was doing, I'm surprised he missed that one.
Yeah.
Dylan Dingler played for
He's a Buckeye.
the Ohio State University.
Right, trademark that. The
Motley Crue had the hit Girls, Girls, Girls.
Who's singing that in their head right now?
Everybody.
Yeah.
He took a decent guess on the Astro with 2 homers in the first inning on Friday night.
Yeah. It's Yordan Alvarez.
That was the answer we needed.
It was too wordy in the question, but it was a grand slam and a 2-run homer in the first inning.
Right.
I love watching that guy swing. He reminds me of Big Poppy. Just when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Dickerson had some stat on the broadcast last night. When he has 2 strikes, he's still hitting 280.
Wow.
He's like, it's outrageous how good he is.
Yeah.
And then the 2026 or NBA draft.
Yeah,
is
he was in the
located.
right region, but he said New York. It's in Brooklyn.
Needed Brooklyn for the answer. Did I say Eric Stahl? Jordan Stahl, Jimmy. Ticket textures already correcting me.
Yeah, come on, hockey guy.
Hockey guy.
You don't know puck.
I don't know puck. All right, coming up next, Tom Izzo doesn't know what to do with his university. He sounds off on what's going on in East Lansing. We'll get to that next. It's 97.1. Oh, we have a correction. Many people pointing out Brooklyn is a borough of New York City. So to say
New
the
York,
NBA draft is in
New York.
New York City.
In some technicalities, you are correct.
So we are rewarding James an additional $25. Upon
7
review.
correct. $175.
Yeah.
I did a deep. We were all trying to figure out. Well, what do we do here?
Yeah, you're looking up if I mail a letter. What do
If I send a letter to someone who lives in Brooklyn, how do I address it? And you address it as Brooklyn, comma, state of New York.
Yes, but Brooklyn is not considered a city. New York would be the city. So
Right.
we're giving him $25.
Does have its own zip code.
Now, for those of you who think the buzzer, we should just give it to him because it was close. He didn't get it within the time.
It was
rules.
clearly after the buzzer.
There are rules we have to.
I know.
Yeah, this
abide by.
This required multiple reviews.
Well, we did, yeah. I mean, we went to the instant review. We had the Hawkeye, our version of it, and we declared that the ball was still in his hand when the buzzer went off.
We also have one that says, Hockey Snob Elite is always listening. Come on, Jimmy. Can't be mixing up the Stahl brothers. We're just not going to let it go.
The technicality police have been out all morning on text, way more than normal.
It's wonderful. A couple quick things on Sorsby, just to tie up a couple loose ends. There are people who say, John, they just wouldn't draft him at all because they don't know if he'd be throwing games. Like, there's a real character flaw that says, I just wouldn't have him on my board. While a third-round pick might be good value or a second gives you a chance to get him, I wouldn't be comfortable with him being on my football team.
It's a gamble.
Well said. Tom Izzo sounds off on Michigan State. And he was alluding to the Board of Trustees, and he didn't mince his words. This is what Izzo had to say yesterday.
Clearly, and he always has had the best interest, it feels like, from somebody on the outside looking in, of what is best for the university, not just the athletic department. And he's been there long enough. It's his school. He truly believes that this is there's issues going on, and he'll speak more about it in the near future.
Can't stand it. I've had it. It's self-inflicted, and he calls on alums to step up.
He is an invested stakeholder. There's no question about it.
Yeah. And I think the final question to him was, do you want to be the AD? He wants all 600,000 living alumni to rally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he didn't give them marching orders, but read between the lines. Why is the president leaving? And how did that open the door for the athletic director to leave? The Board of Trustees.
Yeah.
This has been the ire of leadership at MSU, is this damn Board of Trustees. And you can see headlines. One's suing the university for $25 million. Multiple members have been censured. They won't sign the ethics pledge. It's a total mess. And it's stuff like this that makes people want to leave. They don't want to deal with the headaches. There's another school that'll pay them more and not have them deal with it. So for the president, he goes to Clemson. For the AD, he goes to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And for MSU fans, you tell the board to go to hell? Like, I'm not really sure what the marching or like what you do now. How does this land at your doorstep if you're a Spartan fan? 248-539-9797.
So, I mean, got a fly buzzing around my nose there. I just went cross-eyed. I have to be careful because there's I live in a glass house. There's plenty of issues going on with Michigan. And so I'm not going to sit there and say, well, they're doing everything wrong and we're doing everything right. That's never going to be the case. But these are elected officials. So if you want something to change how you vote.
But I don't know when the next.
Yeah, I don't.
And,
When is the next
which
set?
members are up when and yeah. But if you're a Michigan State fan, this should drive you up a wall because this is awful timing. Pat Fitzgerald doesn't even have a year under his belt, and he loses his AD and his president.
Right.
Tom Izzo, for as much as he is the voice of Michigan State athletics, he won't be the voice of MSU athletics forever. They're going to need to replace him at some point, and you don't have the necessary people in place to make those high leverage decisions.
So he's going to be a great ally for whoever that next athletic director is going to be. And even if he is no longer the basketball coach, he will still be a great ally to whoever that athletic director is going to be. He's always going to be a sounding board for whoever sits in that seat.
Right, but is that next athletic director just going to pick whoever Izzo wants because of Izzo's influence? You don't have someone strong enough in the AD chair because the position doesn't command enough respect.
Well, it all depends on who they hire.
Yeah.
And that's the unknown. That's the question that we don't know. Who is going to be that individual? Who is even going to apply for the job?
Well, it's still a Big Ten university.
Right. But
are you getting the cream of the crop?
And that's the question is, there's going to be plenty of people. I didn't mean to say that the job is going to be vacant.
Michigan alum John Jansen says no one would want to be the AD.
No, that's not it. But what is the quality of individual that you're going to go get? And what is the chain of events that leads to whoever the next AD is? Certainly, you're going to have to get a new president first, right?
Yeah, and I know Izzo said it, and maybe stunned some people, said it might be the best president we've ever had. He hadn't been there that long, but he made an impression with people. Was approachable, did have a vision, did get buy-in from people. And the same with Jay Batt, by the way, who was only here for 1 year, right? Wasn't it last summer?
It's about 13 months, I believe, is what I heard somebody say.
And the selling point with him was, guy's a rock star fundraiser. They're launching these big initiatives with big price tags, and he's going around with the collection plate getting it done. You lose that, you lose the legs that your table stands on in today's college athletics.
Yeah, and instead of a Wolverine sitting here and talking about what's going on in East Lansing, I would like to put it out there for our listeners, 248-539-9797. If you're a Spartan, if you are a quote-unquote stakeholder, what is going on in East Lansing? How do you feel about it? And what are the steps that you need to see happen to get back to where you want to be in terms of the whole university, not just the athletic director, but the president, the board of trustees? What needs to happen?
And when you hear Tom Izzo say, I'm calling on you, will you answer that call?
Yeah.
It's 97.1.
Hey, if you're thinking about a new truck this month, I certainly am, and I get mine by the end of the month. You know a Ram truck should be right there at the top of your list. The Ram truck lease deals at every Metro Detroit Ram dealer are exceptional right now. I've seen the Ram side by side with other trucks. I've driven a Ram. In fact, I'm getting one, and there's really no comparison. You can choose from Ram's legendary 5.7 Hemi V8, or if you want the Hurricane engine, I chose the 420 horsepower version. They also have the high output 540 horsepower Hurricane. Why would you trust any full-size pickup at any price with only a 4-cylinder engine? Trust me, you will not be happy with it. Plus, the full-size Ram 1500 is built right here in Sterling Heights. Ram offers a 5-link coil suspension. All it's going to take is one test drive, and you're going to feel how much smoother a Ram is. And for comfort, just do me a favor. Go sit in a Ram, and you will feel the difference. Right now, the lease payments on a new Ram truck at every Metro Detroit Ram dealer are phenomenal. So are their financing offers for well-qualified buyers. All you got to do is pull into your Metro Detroit Ram dealer today and tell them I sent you.
It's Tom Izzo saying, I can't stand what's going on. I've had it. It's self-inflicted. And he calls on all 600,000 living alumni to rally. Get some of your phone calls. Upset that the president's leaving and the AD's leaving. And look, it hasn't been a secret what they were upset about. The outgoing president referenced the Board of Trustees, was upset with the Board of Trustees. Said there were differing perspectives and the board created an unstable situation. When the president leaves, it makes it easier for the AD to leave contractually, and he's going to Kentucky. So you lose Jay Batt, and Tom Izzo's sick of it. Tex says he sounds like when your parents say, we're not mad at you, we're just disappointed. It's worse than mad, John in Lake Orion.
Yes.
Just cancel all MSU athletics. I'm sick of it, Matt and Pinckney. Izzo needs to name who the bad trustees are. Name names. Well, there's a couple that have been infighting with the board that you can read public headlines about. Vassar suing the university for $25 million.
Yeah.
And she is one of several members who have been censured and wants different ethic policies. And there's clearly a mess going on in the board.
MSU's always had these problems with meddling with board members. I remember Joel Ferguson several times, you know. I think what Izzo's saying is somebody needs to be here for the best interests of the university and athletics in general. That's why he's asking alumni to voice. Maybe how do they voice?
Yeah, how does it work? Elections clearly, but is there a recall process? I don't know the answers.
Well, other ways are, and it would hurt the university, is donations.
Right.
You know, it's a really sketchy place to be
Yeah,
because you don't want to
already.
Do you have to hurt your school to make change?
See, and this isn't like pro sports where you can tank for a year and get a number one draft pick. Like,
But this is overall donations in my mind.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not just sports.
Right.
well, I know, but that's where we reach people first.
And nobody's happy that Jay Batt is leaving. But I do think, even though it's only been 13 months, it's at a better place now than when he took over. And he obviously had nothing to do with hiring Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo's a legend. He's been there. He is, like I mentioned, a pillar of the Spartan community. But I do believe that, you know, the next most important hire, other than your basketball coach in East Lansing, is your football coach. And I think he did a tremendous job of bringing in Pat Fitzgerald. I think everybody knows what I think of Pat and what he can do with that football program. It may take a couple of years, and you know, I don't expect an Indiana turnaround. But if there's a coach that can do it, I would believe that Pat Fitzgerald can do it. And it's going to be the football program minus an athletic director is in really good hands with Pat Fitzgerald.
And I like what she said earlier. You go, I'm not going to throw stones from a glass house. It's not like Michigan's board has been perfect.
Right.
And we wanted to hear from Spartan fans, like, this is your program. This is your coach, Izzo, calling on you. Let's get to Logan in Clinton Township. Logan, good morning.
Hey, I'm a student at MSU right now, so I can kind of give you like somewhat of a perspective on it. But it's very disappointing what's going on there. This is almost like an all-time low state, especially when you have a legend like Tom Izzo talking out about it. That's when you know it's like a real issue. And just seeing it around campus, it's just really disappointing in everything. Like every single sport's at an all-time low, and especially in the era of NIL now, it's really bad.
Yeah, you need everybody pulling in the same direction here.
Yeah. It's a very pivotal time in college athletics.
Yeah, trust. It's very demoralizing. Plus, I don't know what it is with the board of trustees. I don't know if it's like a power trip that they're on. But I mean, we're building like the $1 billion facility, and like I'm seeing it almost like go to waste now.
Yeah. Well, Logan, I appreciate the phone call. Hearing from someone who's attending the university today. Mm-hmm. Let's get to Jake in Pontiac. Jake, good morning.
Hey, good morning, you guys. So I think, you know, we talk about the fundraising and alumni. I think if there's one person that we have to forgive and somehow move out and he can bring everyone together, that's going to be Mark Hollis. He has the fundraising arms with the Dan Gilbert and Matt Ishbia of the world, and he also knows the history with Tom Izzo, and I get the whole Larry Nassar thing, but, you know, that was a big reason why he was tossed out, in my opinion. But Like, what else can you do? What is the number one draft pick? I've heard on social media that he said he's interested. I feel like that's the one option that could stand up to a president without bringing in, without the president bringing in his new AD guy. So I'm just curious what you guys' thoughts are. I heard Mark Hollis.
Yeah, I got the quote from him. I got the quote from Mark Hollis. He said, I'd be interested in talking to Michigan State about it. He said this at the Detroit Golf Club where he's serving as the tournament director for the Rocket Classic. He said, I care for the university and I want to help in any way I can.
Okay, so that's delicate because in my mind, this is my opinion, he ran for the hills when the Nassar thing was exploding. He resigned days after Luann Simon was let go. So does he have to answer for what he knew? He never really had to because he resigned. Can you hire a guy that oversaw that? I think if you exclude that, he would get the athletic program right again. But I don't know
that's
if
a
you
hard thing
that's
to
a
overlook.
hard exclusion. It's
Yeah.
is he going to be questioned about it? Is there going to be
He'd have to be.
Is there going to be protests about so
Again, this is just an outsider looking in. When I was working for the Big Ten Network, when I first got out of the league, and I would go do Michigan State games, Mark Hollis was the ultimate professional. And just how how I saw him work from the outside looking in, it felt like he always had the best interest of Michigan State. He wanted to tell the story. Even though I was a Wolverine, like we had some friendly banter back and forth, but he wanted to make sure that I was in a position to be able to tell the story about Michigan State athletics. And I know he did the same for anyone that came in there.
Text coming in says, as a Spartan alum, I don't understand what the base is supposed to do. If we stop donating to the school or NIL, we're weakening the university. Not sure what else we can do that leaves a mark with the board. Gary in defiance. In Kevin's departure, he specifically named infighting with the board as the reason for leaving. Izzo even mentioned it in his address yesterday. We cannot move forward with this board. A text says, to recall a board member, you need 1 million signatures. I haven't verified this. You need 1 million signatures to get on the ballot. The only feasible way would be for Whitmer to remove them, which she's not going to do. Look, in terms of the politics of this, the Free Press has an article that cites one of the board members who's a Dem and one who's a Republican. So I don't actually know what the whole root of the problem is here.
Is it a side of the aisle issue, or is it are there
ego
other
trips? And look, they had to censure multiple members from 2 different parties about this ethics issue. So they're not on the same page at all right now. And look, I know the one that's suing for $25 million is going to get the most attention because are you out of your mind? The Nassar victims got $1.5 million per person. You want 25? The people who were the school shooting, the total payout was 30. You want 25? There's a mess going on in that board.
Yeah, and again, I don't know enough of what's going on there to know what all of the issues are, or even the challenges of, if people say, well, we need a new board, what are the challenges involved in making that happen?
Like you can Google the board of trustees, and I mean, some of them their term doesn't end until 2033.
Right. I believe I saw somebody say they were 8-year terms.
Right. Now, some are up in 27. I don't know if they're the ones that you want to keep or not. What a mess. Well, it's a world into what's going on at MSU.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll dive into it more from 2 to 6.
I'm sure they talked about it.
I'm sure
yesterday.
they had to have talked about it yesterday. I don't know.
All this stuff really broke as we were getting off the air yesterday. Anyway, 8 o'clock hour, we're going to get into a couple more fun conversations, including inventions that changed your childhood just in time for the summer. And to start the next hour, this might be one of my favorite topics we've done in a while. Tom is convinced of something. What a take. 97.1.
Brought to you by Northville Lumber. Colt Keith had a historic day for the Tigers yesterday as he mashed 3 home runs with 6 RBIs to help Detroit to a 9-3 win over the Houston Astros in the series opener. Keith talked about why he was able to do damage after the game. The Tigers have only had 26 3-homer games in franchise history. Last night, Keith was just the 11th to do so while adding 6 RBIs in the same game. Now the Tigers are back in action against Houston tonight starting at 8:10 right here on 97.1. Serena Williams will return to Wimbledon this year as a doubles wildcard with her sister Venus. This will be Williams' first major championship in almost 4 years. She previously said she would like to try competing in singles again, but that may take more time. It was a wild day in the World Cup yesterday as all 4 games finished in a draw. The most surprising result came from Group H, where Cape Verde tied with Cup favorite Spain 0-0, despite getting outshot 27-6. And Brendan Sorsby is planning to enter the NFL supplemental draft, which hasn't taken place since 2023 and hadn't had anyone selected in it since 2019. Sorsby's official deadline to declare is June 22nd. If he changes his mind, he could be ineligible to play in college, depending on the lawsuit from the Big 12. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
Good morning, 97.1. Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park, Gov and Greg behind the glass. 8:35, inventions that changed your childhood. There's a video that's going viral. I think it's going to spark some memories for you out there, especially with summer right around the corner. I know it doesn't start yet.
No.
Tom, you are convinced of something. You saw them talking about this on, was it Get Up?
Yeah, it's, I'm convinced that Jahmai Jones is eventually going to turn it around.
He's messing with us.
All right, 441 OPS now. All right, no. So it was making the rounds yesterday. All right, thank you.
Yeah, the JMO one on that one.
Making the rounds several places yesterday. Fox 2 is actually the place I saw this first yesterday morning, and their hosts were just kicking this around fun. Knicks win the championship. Should Spike Lee get a ring? And
what did he do to help win that championship?
He suffered. He was a huge fan forever. He supported the team through thick and thin, never bailed on them. I think this is crazy, and most people are going to disagree with me, but life needs to be fun, more fun. And we need to stop putting up all these barriers all the time. And should all fans get rings? No. And should super fans? I don't know. Maybe there's a few out there. I think Spike Lee should get a ring. I think it'd be great that if he came out during the ring presentation, I think that'd be great. It'd be fun. And we keep putting up all these barriers. And look, a lot of people on teams, management, inner management, people you don't even know, when they win championships, they get rings. Like Heather, when you worked for the Tigers, you're under the assumption you probably would have got a ring. You were doing over 100 plus games at one, or no, not in a season,
Sure.
like 70-ish.
There was but I do think there was different levels of rings. Like I wouldn't get a ring that
Like Verlander
was getting, right? Like there was a employee level ring. I have no idea if I would have or not, but there was the little rumors, the voices you could hear people talking about if they win.
Yeah.
Like what years were you?
I was there in 2013 is when
Oh,
I
wow,
started through just a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Well, 2013, Leland said that was their best team. So,
and I do believe there should be different levels of rings. Like he shouldn't get the pimped out championship ring.
you shouldn't get the same one Brunson and Towns get, but you think he should get the same one the marketing people get.
Because those people get it. They didn't play. I think the reverse argument here is if you didn't play on the court or coach on the court, you don't get a ring. Because John, when you broadcast in the 2023 championship for Michigan, you got a ring.
I did.
You didn't play.
No, but
What do you have to do with it?
Yeah, John.
Oh, wait, no, I know what it is. It's the end of the Alabama game. That's what got you the ring.
No. The radio guys did. We didn't get the collective rings that the team got, but we get the tier 2 or tier 3, whatever it is. I don't care. But yeah, I was more than just the radio guy. I did provide some guidance to some of the young offensive linemen in terms of coaching at different things. And
which position group did Doug Karsh help with?
He kept John straight.
Yeah, trust me, kept me focused.
No, but where do you draw the line? Like, it's absurd. I don't think Tom has a leg to stand on. Spike Lee should not get a championship ring. But where do you draw the line?
Then should broadcasters get a ring?
I think team employees can get a tier 2 ring. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
But, where do we draw the line? If the Lions win the Super Bowl, does Eminem get a ring? Celebrity fans get rings?
He hasn't donated the time that Spike Lee has given his life outside of, filmmaking to be a Knicks fan.
He's given his life. He sat courtside at professional basketball games.
The amount of energy this guy is given. I would say,
okay, so how about Crack
Does he
Man?
even pay
One of our
for his
big
tickets?
Huh?
No,
Does he even
might
pay
not.
for his tickets?
Ben Stiller said some of these celebs don't. And I'd imagine most don't.
I did see an article that said some of those tickets he does buy.
Well, maybe some.
I mean,
but they probably get all kinds
I don't know
of
exactly
perks.
which ones he bought and which ones he didn't.
No, but what about super fans? Who's Crackman, the big Lions super fan? Does he get a ring if the Lions win a Super Bowl? The guy with the engine block on his head, does he get a ring if they win a Super Bowl? What about someone who's been a season ticket holder for 50 years and spent their hard-earned money? Do they get a ring if the Lions win a Super Bowl?
I think there are exceptions that are always made in life, and I think this would be a fun thing to do. And I think there's other exceptions with other certain fans out there, like Big Nut John. Do you know who Big Nut John is?
Is that the Ohio State
I don't know.
guy?
Why is everybody looking at me?
The only one named John here.
My fly is up.
Oh, boy.
It's the Ohio State fan. The guy that's painted
Balls
up.
maxing? What's
He's
going
at
on?
Yeah, got a couple cantaloupes. I'll waddle out of here in a minute.
There's probably less than 10% of our audience that's with us. My case for this is that the guy has been so dedicated to this. And yeah, there's other fans out there too, and I'm sure we could find some. But I don't know if there's a definitive Lions fan.
Well, I
Call
don't
it
know
and state
this.
your case to get a Super
Yes.
Bowl ring if the
Right, yeah.
Lions
I
win.
mean, I get stories all the time about people that have been season ticket holders for 75 years at Michigan. I don't believe they got a ring.
Did they?
They sacrificed and
maybe
suffered and didn't get to sit
there is-
courtside.
Yeah, and they've suffered by, sometimes their tickets got moved because of additions, subtractions, seats shrinking in the big house. I do know that there are some organizations that have offered for sale. Like if you're Spike Lee, all right, hey, you're a super fan, you've been there all the time, and maybe you call it cheap, whatever. You could buy, if you could pay for your ring, we'll be more than happy to provide you with one.
It's kind of one of those things for me that sometimes in life I think you kind of just go, why the bleep not? I think it would be hysterical for them to actually have him be part of the ring ceremony. It's a unique situation. There's not many fans out there that are like him, but it just
There is a real movement here. I just Googled it. Stephen A. Smith is pushing for Spike Lee to get a ring.
yes. I hate that he agrees with me.
Yeah. See what side of the fence you're on.
Comedian Kevin Hart posted on Instagram saying, give Spike a ring. This is a real movement. People want Spike Lee to get a championship ring.
He's going to have to get a wheelbarrow to carry it out. I mean, then the question becomes, and the debate becomes, where do you draw the line?
Well, that's the question I ask. And that's why I say it in jest, but we could line up phone calls. Hey, do you deserve a ring if the Lions win a Super Bowl? Tell us your story.
Give us we're just start getting resume calls.
My
I've been
dad
a fan for
and
65
grandfather
years.
and
I was there when they won the last one.
my father was buried in a Lions jersey. We should get it post-death in honor.
Postmortem.
Yes, post. Whatever the word. What is it? It's posthumously.
Yeah, posthumously.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, he loved it and he died and he lived and literally died with this football team.
Yes,
So
yeah,
when they win the
we'd
Super
like to
Bowl,
go make it part of his headstone.
Yep.
That Heather's going to go view.
I will. I'll go read it one day.
See all these little
Yeah.
Super Bowl rings and could you
Here
imagine?
lies Lester.
248-539-9797.
Who's the guy that Mo Cheese? He should have got a ring.
Who's Mo Cheese?
Oh boy. Mo Cheese is the super fan for the Red Wings back in the day. You don't remember him?
Did he get a ring?
No.
Exactly.
Oh, we got somebody here that got a ring on line 1.
Oh, Mike? You're on 97.1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Proud ice cream vendor for the Red Wings back at the Joe for about 5 seasons. And when they won the cup the first time, they measured everybody's fingers and gave us a ring that fit. We could even get our initials carved into them. So I'm an ice cream vendor that has a Stanley Cup ring from 97 with my initials in it. Still wear it proudly to this day.
Sweet.
Good for you.
Yeah, I love that.
It's amazing.
So vendors.
So if a vendor
Well,
got
the
one, I
funny thing
totally
is,
would have gotten one.
We're the bottom of the totem pole. Like, I spoke to one of the players' wives recently, and she said, well, I heard Mr. I gave a ring to everybody. I didn't even realize it was even the ice cream guys. Like, yes, he was a good man. So that was a good thing.
I want to ask a question. Were you technically a team employee or were you outsourced?
We were. I always thought of myself as a team employee, but like we weren't outsourced. I mean, we received our check was signed by Illich Entertainment. I forget the exact company, but it was a part of Illich.
Do you think Spike Lee should get a ring?
Absolutely. When you think of the Knicks, when I think of the Knicks, first person I think of is Spike Lee.
Not Jalen Brunson or Patrick Ewing, but Spike Lee. Do you think there's anybody lower on the totem pole than you that got a ring?
No, I was the lowest. I used to work 216, 217. I was the lead, because those guys, that is the best job ever.
Okay.
Those guys have been there 30, 40 years.
Interesting. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
And he's cool with super fans getting rings. Celebrity fans. Spike's both, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Is he more super fan or more celebrity fan? Who are the celebrity fans for our teams?
I would call him a super fan.
He's like a celebrity super fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Who qualifies in that category for us?
Well,
like Jeff Daniels?
I was going to say Jeff Daniels. He's the one that writes all the songs.
Him and Peyton Manning did the bathtub thing.
Did
to break
Peyton
the curse.
Manning get one?
Here's what you're asking. If there was a broadcast
Yes.
and they went around and, hey, let's look at all the celebrities that are here.
Yeah.
There's Jeff Daniels, actor, Kid Rock, musician, songwriter, Eminem, award-winning rapper, that sort of thing.
Yeah, who are the people they pan to at the Super Bowl when the Lions are playing there? And do those people all deserve Super Bowl rings because they're famous Lions fans? Or Tom, is Spike just so unique?
I think the uniqueness here is part of the argument for me.
Okay.
That's why I brought up Big Nut John. I do mean it. I know you guys are laughing at the name, but
you can picture who
How
he's
could you
talking
not?
about.
you see him at every game. You see him on TV.
How did he earn that nickname?
I have no idea, John.
Got a couple of mangoes.
Can't you tell us? You're big.
Like I said, I'll waddle out of here in a minute. And
Lisa can start calling you.
No.
Okay, this is a ridiculous question, but we do want answers from you guys. Does Spike Lee deserve a championship ring? There's a real movement, including someone on our own show pushing this, and a caller we just took. Where do you draw the line? It's 97.1. Okay, I need to tell you about Shaner Roofing, and it's as simple as this. You can check out their reviews. If you go out to a restaurant, you probably Google to see what do people think about it. You're definitely going to do that when it comes to making the decision on your roof. So with Shaner, you can see reviews like this, and I'm going to just read a review straight from online so you can see what people are saying. What a great team of workers and a wonderful company. We're extremely pleased with the beautiful results. The employees were friendly and respectful of our property. That's a big one. They worked diligently throughout the day, only taking a break for lunch. And although the job was a messy one when they left, there was no scrap, tile, piece of trash left on the property. A job well done. I would recommend Shaner Roofing for any and all of your roofing needs. So you see what I'm talking about. For over 30 years, trusted service serving Michigan homeowners. Peace of mind. This is a big thing with Shaner. Every roof installation comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. Get your quote today, mymichiganroof.com. Remember the name Shaner Roofing, windows and siding, the name Michigan trusts.
Hey, when you leave the house, whether it's for work or a vacation or just to catch a big game, you shouldn't be worrying if someone's trying to break in. Guardian Alarm protects your home from break-ins, fires, and emergencies. They protect my home, and since they've installed it, I don't have to worry about the kids locking the door. I can see anything that happens in the middle of the night. Hell, during the middle of the day when we're not at home, I get a chance to monitor everything. Plus, I got control of the thermostats, cameras, everything. And hey, one thing I want to make sure you know, it is live local monitoring 100% of the time, protecting Detroit and the surrounding area. You can get your own installed, and all you got to do is give them a call at 1-800-STAY-OUT for a free quote. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT.
So here's how we're doing on this Tuesday morning. Quote, this might be the single dumbest opinion I've ever heard on the radio. Absolutely ridiculous. And it didn't come from me, and it didn't come from John. And Heather wasn't spitting this hot take. It came from Tom.
And guess what? It's so dumb that Spike Lee should get a ring, because guess who else got a ring? Jack Nicholson.
But for the Lakers?
Lakers super fan. So Tom is joining the chorus of people that include Kevin Hart, Stephen A. Smith, and others that think Spike Lee should get a championship ring.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with the company I'm in.
It's okay. Text says, yes, Spike should get it, and the Lions should give Crackman a ring if they win it. Super fans. The super fan of the Raptors got a ring when they won. Another text says, yes, Spike deserves a ring. Another says he's part of their identity. Think of all the free marketing. Yes, he deserves a ring. Sure, Gov, give pampered millionaires with no worries in the world just another gift they don't deserve. I mean, come on, man. That's from Cooper.
I also got called out by somebody. They said, yeah, you want to give him a ring, but you won't give $25 to the buzzer contestant in 2 Grand Slam. Greg made that ruling, not me.
Spike Lee shouldn't get a ring. Slippery slope opens the doors to more celebrities, and it boxes out real fans of real experiences. We asked the question, should he get a ring, and where do you draw the line? Tex says, we know Sharon's mistress didn't get a ring.
Oh.
Throwing haymakers on the text today. Do I get a mini Marconi because I listened to 97.1?
We should get those made, plastic ones, and hand them out at the at our remotes.
He says it in jest. His fans are not a direct part of the team. No ring. Ryan in a car. Let's get to Brandon in Grand Rapids. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. Give him the ring. 1988 Mars Blackman. It's got to be the shoes. Man, you got to give him the ring. He's been an iconic Knicks fan. Even the fierce rivalry with the Bulls, he was a huge part of that. We all remember those commercials. Give him the ring. Thanks, guys.
John, it's a real movement. You and I are not on board. I just don't know. Like, I'm cool with the secondary people beyond the coaches and players, the team trainer and the medical staff and
the in-park host.
Yeah, I guess the in-park host.
So what do you feel about the Nicholson thing?
He shouldn't have got one.
Okay. They consider him a member of their family. That's why
family.
They did it. Yeah, family.
Okay, who's part of the Lions family? Because again, I'll tell you, we're going to get people calling up going, I'm part of the family. I've been paying into this for 50 years. I've never seen a title. I've suffered just as much as Spike Lee has, and they don't put me on TV. They don't put me on the Jumbotron. I don't get the fame. I just give them money.
Well, it would be
I'm an
interesting
ATM for the Lions. They owe me a ring.
For the Knicks, I'm sure that's probably not a long list. It may be a list of 1 or 2 or 3 people that have been season ticket holders. Maybe they don't sit in the front row, but if they have been there as long as Spike Lee has, the camera's not on them,
right?
But they have suffered through all of this as well. Do they get them?
No, they're not famous enough.
Did those fans make the Knicks money? I would argue Spike Lee has made the Knicks money.
Well,
they paid the Knicks money
directly.
Yeah, so they
Cash
made the
or
Knicks
check.
money.
No, I mean beyond that. From
so it has to be more than
the
just
marketing
paying
tax
your
that we
Okay,
got.
so how about this? What if I share on social media that I'm at the games? Is that digital marketing for the team?
Yeah, and you've said social media was a thing.
Do you have the following that Spike Lee does? I know your head might think so, but
I'm not saying me. I'm saying you're bad. I'm saying every fan out there that posts about this team, aren't they giving them free pub? No, but they don't have Spike Lee's credentials. So it's only those rich and famous that support sports teams that get rings.
And I think I brought back up the one that wasn't rich and famous, but he's more famous than most Buckeye fans, and it's Big Nut John.
Which, by the way, we didn't know if that was what he's actually called, but
it is
apparently so.
Yeah, and I actually have a selfie that I took with
Big Nut
John. Yeah.
Do you have pictures with other Buckeye fans, John? He's famous.
Well,
He's special.
with other Buckeye players.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
John Big Nut Peters, the ultimate Ohio State superfan, hailing from Fremont, Ohio. Does he have?
That's the hometown of Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. Yeah. Does he have any rings when Ohio State wins? Have they awarded him any in the past?
I don't know.
But you think they should?
Yes.
Okay.
We just got this text. I don't know if it's true, but I don't know why they would text us in. Chris Pratt got a ring for the Seahawks.
Do you even think of him as? I mean, maybe they're more aware of it than we are. I don't think of him as some big super Seahawks fan. Steven Roch.
Obviously, the precedent has been set.
Yeah, well, that's
and honestly, when it comes down to it, if they do you think I care?
No, I mean, look, it's not like an outrage thing if Spike gets it. It's just a question: should he or shouldn't he?
And I did Google, does he purchase his own tickets? And it says yes, he purchases his own tickets. He's held season tickets since 1985, is estimated to have spent over $10 million on his seats throughout the decades of his fandom. And his decision to pay for tickets rather than take complimentary celebrity row seats is strategic. And so he's
I'll commend him for that.
Been paying for his own. That was just something that came up. So,
yeah. How would you have felt about getting one?
Getting a ring?
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
You wouldn't have felt. I'm not trying to
downplay my role.
No,
like
I'm asking, would you
like,
felt like, did I deserve, or everybody's getting them? This
sure,
is the thing
maybe,
to do.
but if everyone was,
yeah.
I wouldn't have been the only employee getting one, so clearly. So I would have thought, this is sweet. Sure.
I can confirm Chris Pratt did get one.
Okay.
So the Seahawks took care of Star-Lord.
Okay. And we had the guy calling that did the ice cream vending for the wings, and he got
wasn't
a ring.
even an employee.
He wasn't even an employee. That's what's wild.
So I am curious. Does the dancing usher, if they bring him back in the Pistons, like they have done in the playoffs?
I'm also curious. Now, he said he got it for the Wings first cup.
Yeah.
And maybe that was just Mr. I. He was so excited about it for everyone that you get a ring, you get a ring, you get a ring. He was doing the Oprah before Oprah.
Maybe that's Dolan. He's so happy.
But what happened on the second one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Imagine you have a collection of them. You were the vendor for 15 years, and you got 4 Stanley Cup rings.
My understanding is Mike Ilitch was pretty consistent in being generous.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. Steve in Rochester Hills. Should Spike Lee get a ring?
No. And but you could give him a participation trophy. That would be nice. And maybe get him a little certificate that says, "Hi, I'm Spike Lee. I had lots of money and I was able to sit front row, and thank you very much for the ring." Guys, let's be serious. I mean, even the ice cream guy, God bless him. He's probably excited he has it. But be honest, I wouldn't wear it. I'd be embarrassed. I would be thinking, I didn't earn this. What did I do? I handed out 3 ice cream cones to 2 little girls, and everyone was happy, and I made their day special. I mean, come on. We get so much into this, who deserves what, or what should we just get out of control.
Steve, but you don't
sometimes.
realize the sugar from those ice cream powered the crowd, which powered the team to the Stanley Cup.
Well, something
Takes a village,
God bless
Steve.
them, and I hope they get more participation trophies for that. Guys, have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Maybe we need to sell more ice cream to get the Wings over the hump.
Now, that argument against me is probably the one that really goes to the heart more than any, because I am not participation trophy guy.
Right.
And you can make the case that I am in this situation. But aren't you surprised the ammunition I came to play with in support of it?
So when this came up off air yesterday, as the show's wrapping up, you're seeing it on the TVs. We're like, hey, we'll mix this in tomorrow. And I could see the gears in your head turning. You're like, I actually think I think he should get a ring. And then I could see you really going on this. You believe it. And you're not the only one.
Right. And do I believe that more than just the players on the floor, the coach, the owner, the GM should get a ring? Yes, because there's a lot more that goes into the day-to-day operations of building a successful team.
I have this question for you. Have you worn the one for the broadcasting?
No. And so part of it is My issue with the modern championship ring is that they are more trophy than they are ring. I wear my 97 one at special events because it's one that I can actually wear and I don't have to have
I've
shoulder
seen
surgery
It's not
after.
gaudy.
Yeah,
like
it's not
they
gaudy.
are now.
Especially like when I was at the Hockey Hall of Fame, they have the smatterings of different.
Yeah, sure.
And
You see
can
the progression.
See what it's become.
Yeah.
How about this text? Should De'Aaron Fox get a ring?
He's more deserving than Spike.
Can you imagine? That'd be the biggest
Send him
troll
one.
job
Oh.
ever.
If they do that, they've hired Jeff Rieger in some capacity.
Yes.
Could you imagine Rieger's role as like a team employed troll to mess with other fans and other
Well,
teams?
yeah, they call those social media influencers for the team. The team employs people that just work on social media. And we see teams troll other teams all the time and players.
and radio hosts.
Yeah.
Look, I could see Rieger.
That's right. Hey, if they win it this year, Costa gets a ring.
Sure. I could just picture Rieger boxing up the ring to send to De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, he would
Looking
be,
like Mr. Burns.
Yeah. I mean, would he throw in some Blue Chew along with it?
Oh, God.
He'd be so excited.
Let's get to Marcus in East Point. Marcus, good morning.
Man, you guys are hilarious. Well, I originally called because I was aware that Jack Nicholson did get a ring. I think it was back in 2010, and they actually announced it during the ceremony. But just as an opinion, I think Spike Lee deserves a ring. I'm going to say the same ring maybe that the players get, but if there's like an employee ring or something like that, number one, I heard somebody say, well, he's not a real fan. The man spent $10 million of his own money on tickets. You don't get no more real than that.
Oh, I think he's a real fan.
But I think he is the most popular New York Knicks associated with that team, more than any player that ever has played there. Patrick Ewing, Jalen Brunson, or anybody.
Bernard
like you said,
King.
if you think of the Knicks, you think of Spike Lee before you think of anybody.
Yeah, we had someone make that point that he is more synonymous than any player. Well, that says a lot about your team, but yes, that is the case.
Yeah, that's not how I think of
I don't
the
think
Knicks.
of it that way
Yeah,
either.
if I think of the Knicks, I do think of Patrick Ewing first.
For a long time, I did, and now I think that's changing. I think Brunson
Yeah.
probably has that mantle.
I think we need an extra spot on 82.0 for Celebrity Fan.
See what they're worth. When John said I wear my 97 one, I thought for a brief moment he meant his 97-1 ring, as though you guys got them for winning the Marconi.
That came out. You said it that way, and actually, I had a little bit of a laugh in my head. You're talking about your '97 championship.
Yeah, the national championship.
Your 97-1, O-N-E, but people heard it as 97-1.
Yeah, thank you for explaining it to me. I am a little bit slow at times.
Ever since I called you Big Nut John.
Yeah.
We got to get Jimmy. When did we get our Marconi rings?
Yeah, I know.
Would
Come
you
on.
wear it?
No, that's silly.
You're at a remote.
We got 3 over there. You got like Tom Brady photo. You just
We just
showing
keep
off.
racking them up. Yeah. What's the most important one? The next
Who at the
one.
station would wear it if we had them? I mean, come on.
You don't want me to answer that.
Hello, my friends.
Yes. Can I get an amen? It's 97-1. Let's get to Heather with the news.
This news is brought to you by Fusion Energy. You can grab one today at 7-Eleven or Speedway. 2 Detroit sisters are facing some serious charges after a violent confrontation at a local chicken restaurant. So prosecutors say that the sisters, including one who was 9 months pregnant at the time, stormed behind the counter after receiving the wrong order. And they attacked a 23-year-old employee. Now, according to the investigation, the sisters threw items at the employee. They chased her through the restaurant. They hit her with pots and pans, attempted to throw hot grease on her head, and threatened to kill her. And then the attack escalated when one of the sisters stabbed the employee in the stomach. Now, this injured employee was able to escape. She hid in a stranger's car and called for help. She later had to undergo surgery because of the stabbing.
Stab wound, yeah.
Now, both sisters fled the scene, were later arrested. They have pleaded not guilty to charges including assault with intent to murder. The pregnant sister gave birth 4 days before her arraignment. I mean, she was 9 months at the time. And they were both held. One was held on a $25,000 bond, the other on a $100,000 cash bond. Detroit is about to see some unique golf ahead of the final Rocket Classic. Tournament organizers are taking the PGA Tour off the fairway and straight into downtown with a rooftop par 3 shootout. It's called the Par 3 in the D. It will take place on July 28th. Some of the biggest names in the field will participate. They'll step onto the roof of Bedrock's 5-story UBS building on Woodward. From there, they'll fire tee shots through the Hudson's Detroit corridor and down to this custom 40 by 40 foot green that will be at street level. I mean, it's really quite cool. Unique. Tournament director Mark Hollis says that the event is all about bringing golf directly into the city and creating something unforgettable for the fans. And they're going to use like real golf balls. This is not something, and they somebody joked like, what if you break a window?
Yeah.
He's like, what if we break a window? Like, imagine the attention that would get.
So they're going to have to shut down some traffic and stuff, obviously, for this to happen. Look, they're trying to go out with a bang. They know this is the last year. They're trying to do something fun and different. And I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Speaking of Mark Hollis, the former Michigan State athletic director says he is interested in becoming the next Michigan State athletic director if the university wants to have that conversation. On Monday, he said that he'd listen if MSU came calling after Jay Batt announced that he was leaving to become the athletic director at Kentucky. Hollis said that Michigan State can be a challenge for somebody that comes in from the outside. He says it's an environment that is very different than others, but noted that he had a great relationship with the board, and if asked, he would love to jump in and help.
I think it's complicated. So he hasn't been the AD since 2018.
Right.
College athletics have changed quite a bit. Sure, he could handle the current dynamics of the board. You shouldn't have to deal with the current dynamics of the board. It feels like you should fix that and hire the best athletic director.
Right. Neighbors in Birmingham are furious after this massive pool party shut down their street over the weekend. So the Saturday afternoon event on Westchester Way drew hundreds of people. Traffic was blocked. About 20 calls were made to police. Residents say the scene was just out of control. They say women were dancing on cars. Vehicles were racing through the neighborhood. They were parked on lawns, parked in people's driveways. One neighbor described it bluntly as a twerk fest. Yes. The homeowner.
What's illegal about a twerk fest?
The homeowner says he rented his pool to a friend and insists that the gathering was supposed to be much smaller. He says it wasn't booked through any rental app and claims that most of the party was actually quite peaceful. And all the viral videos were taken after things had already wrapped up. He does admit that the dancing on cars footage that we've now seen didn't reflect his values. Police say the homeowner was cited for 3 misdemeanors and the party host was cited twice. Birmingham's mayor does call the event illegal, saying that the city failed to shut it down because the party itself was actually never shut down. Police did go to the party numerous times, but said, hey, just make sure things are wrapped up by like 8:30, I think the time was. And that's when things started to go, get wrapped up. But yeah. Oh my goodness.
What city did you say this was in again?
This is in Birmingham. And this uproar is fueling a bigger debate over the short-term rentals in Birmingham because this does come after that Airbnb party where it ended in gunfire. And so anyway.
So what is it? It's nice homes, pools. They want to be able to rent it and make extra money. But
I believe they're no longer allowed to do that.
Right.
And I think city officials even are saying that renting out a private pool, like a backyard pool, violates zoning rules. There's a lot going. People were very upset.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Now imagine what happens once they put a Dollar Tree in.
Oh my goodness. What is it coming to?
It's Heather with the news. Brendan Sorsby. You want to talk about him for a couple minutes here?
Sure.
This is ongoing, but it sounds like he's going to be in the supplemental draft.
Yes. And so quick timeline. NCAA found out that Sorsby was betting on games and college championship sponsored events. All of a sudden, hey, he checks into an inpatient facility for his addiction to gambling. And then it gets investigated, which this is, I think, a key component into regards to whether or not he is able to, if anybody's going to take him. Indiana and Ohio, their gaming commissions have opened an investigation because he was underage, wasn't allowed to gamble when he was doing it in Indiana,
Broke the
as
law.
it's being reported.
Yeah.
Also under assumed names.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be investigated there, and I don't think they've come out with it. Eventually suspended or it ruled ineligible to play his final season at Texas Tech. An injunction said, well, he was. That's how we got to this point. Yesterday, I believe a Big 12 lawsuit forced the hand of Brendan Sorsby to declare for the supplemental draft.
Yeah, they're calling this mutual whatever.
Right.
The school's not having him return any money. I mean, I don't know how much he even collected, given he never played for Texas Tech. And his deadline, it was coming up, the 22nd for the supplemental draft. It sounds like he's going to be in it, which then raises a bunch of questions. For those that don't even know how this works, you give up a pick in the corresponding round next year if you draft him this year. You don't have to. It's very rare. I think there's less than 50 players that have ever been drafted in the supplemental draft. And
they don't have one every year.
And you're only in there if there's red flags. So I don't know. Let's put it in our backyard. Is there interest in Sorsby? Because you've said you think he could have gone in the first round of this last draft.
Yes.
So I'm not suggesting the Lions would be willing to give up a first in a future draft, but if they, I don't know, how would you play this?
I mean, I'd throw my hat in the ring.
Even with the fact that he bet on his team and...
Well, he did it in college, and you then have to make the assumption, or at least the analysis of, is this something that's going to be a problem for him throughout his entire adult life? Or let alone just, his playing time. That's all you're concerned with is he going to continue to place bets on football or on your team?
Compromise the integrity of what
the
you're
game.
doing.
And so if you expend this, this asset, and whether it's a third-round pick, a second-round pick, will he eventually ever have the opportunity to play for you?
Right. So
the
you don't think anyone
for somebody's going to put in at least a seventh-round bid. He'll probably get taken for a second round.
Yeah. Okay, because if I'm the Jets and the Cardinals, I'm not giving up a first.
No. Because you're still in the mix for, if you're going to have a top 5 pick, do you want Arch Manning? Do you want...
I'm not trading a top 5 pick in next year's draft to take a player embroiled in gambling scandals for a first. I do need a quarterback, and there's a line somewhere between first and seventh round where it's worth it for them. For the Lions, they've got a quarterback in Jared Goff who turns 32 this fall. It's not quite Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. We're looking for the successor, but they were willing to roll the dice on Hendon Hooker.
Right.
So if they feel like from a character standpoint they're comfortable, they should submit a third.
A third's not going to get, if they're serious, then
second.
You probably would submit a second. And it is going to be, what type of suspension, if any, is he going to face from the NFL this year?
You don't care if he sits a year, and for a lot of these teams.
Right, but the suspension would mean, like we saw with Terrell Pryor, they honored the 5-game suspension he was supposed to have in college. He would not be able to practice or be around the facility for however long that suspension was.
I got to tell you, if there's a team that's really bold or ballsy, they'd put a first in. If they have an old quarterback and they don't feel like they have a path to a QB.
Steelers.
I have to ask Hatchet about that later. Coming up next, we're going to talk about inventions that changed your childhood. There's a clip that's going viral. I think we can all relate. It's 97.1.
Hey, in my career, I've learned a number of different things, but the best one is probably that the best results come from having the right team in your corner. It's exactly why I love First Merchants Bank. They've been my bank for a number of years because they do something a lot of big banks have forgotten about. They take the time to actually get to know you. So whether I'm looking for long-term growth or just need a sounding board for a big financial decision, they provide the count of sound advice and tailored solutions that actually work for my life. With First Merchants, I never feel like I'm just another account number. I know I'm in control, and I feel like that's especially one area where I've got to have control. They give me the tools and the confidence to know I'm making the right choices, not only for myself, but for all 5 kids, for my family's future. It's about peace of mind, knowing your bank is as invested in your success as you are. If you want to feel that same confidence in your financial journey, all you have to do is visit firstmerchants.com. That's firstmerchants.com to learn how they can help support you and your family as well. First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper. Member FDIC.
right, 9 o'clock hour. Who's the next Knicks? Team with a 50-year drought in the same city. There are 18. I'm going to present a list. We'll go through it. Who's most likely to snap a 50-plus year drought? I know we got a team on that list. You may have heard of them. Okay, John. Inventions that changed your childhood. The reason we're bringing this up, there's a clip I saw going viral on TikTok, and Greg, I think we have the audio, yes, of a man thinking back to a more
simpler time.
Simpler time. Mm-hmm. Back when the Super Soaker came out.
That is a great description. Remember those squirt guns, Tom and Greg, that used to have that little plastic thing, and you used to have to like just dribble it in the very end.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. Like reloading was unbelievable. And Teddy and I had a great battle yesterday. We had these two water pistols. We didn't have super soakers, but at least the slide on top would slide back so that you could fill it with an actual hose, and then you were off and running again. I dominated him, but
so he's 4.
Yeah.
Are you aware, Jim, of what he's talking about? The pack of 10.
Yeah, because I watched the video and they show the little mini pistols.
Yeah.
Because he watched a video.
Right.
He's not really aware of it, but he knows of it.
He didn't live it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he talked about the summer of 1990. I was -3 years old when the Super Soaker came out. But it's awesome and it's hilarious and it's nostalgic. We want to know, maybe that's right in the sweet spot for you, but what's the invention, the toy, the gadget, the tech that changed your childhood?
So I've got one that changed my childhood indirectly. It's not one that I participated in, but it took away a lot of the opportunity for my friends. I talk about all the time, hey, going down to, in Clawson, it was Baker Middle School. I don't even think it's there anymore. And it was playing at the Little League ball field. And up until about 85, when I was 9 years old, had plenty of friends that would do it. My brothers would come along with me and do it. And then all of a sudden, the summer of 85 and the invention of Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Nintendo came out, and whether it was the Super Mario became much more famous at that time. It wasn't just an arcade game. Now you had it at home. And it was, I don't know if you guys remember, maybe Heather, you remember Zelda?
Oh yeah, sure. I played it on Super Nintendo, not on regular
Super Nintendo. I was around when Nintendo came out. But it all of a sudden you're like, hey, where's Billy? Oh, he's playing video games. Okay, well we got to find somebody else. Put the dog in right field. Like it just he could fetch balls better than Billy anyway.
Yeah.
And so it changed. I think it changed America, but it changed what kids were doing. And instead of going out and playing games, they were sitting in front of a TV and playing Nintendo. And then in 89, the Game Boy came out.
Oh yeah.
Now you could take it wherever you went. This is what this is the separation between parents and kids. Everybody thinks it's the phone. No, It was Game Boy.
This was the original iPad.
Yeah, it was
kid.
your screen.
You just handed him a Game Boy. You put in Pokemon Blue, and you said, "Go to town."
But John, that's the point. And now,
Yes.
everybody's got a Game Boy.
Yes. Right in the palm of your hand. Supercomputer. The downfall of our society.
I was going to take it a step further because, John, for me, it would have been, we had video games growing up, but right around the time I would have been in like 5th and 6th grade into middle school was when you could start playing online against your buddies. You didn't even have to go over their house.
Oh, it wasn't the you'd have to listen to the AOL phone call that.
Nope, you got on Xbox Live and you could play right after school with your buddies. You didn't go play kickball. You didn't go play pickup football anymore. You logged on and played Halo 2 and Halo 3.
Yeah.
You played Call of Duty.
It was what made you cookie dough.
So
And
what
now your
contributed?
cookies.
Mine is similar to John's with the Nintendo. I mean, that was a game changer for video games. I can't get this one out of my head, though. With VCRs first kind of came out, the remote, you had to plug it in. And this long cord went all the way across.
Plug the remote in?
Yes,
Yeah.
into the
What?
VCR. So you'd had this long cord going across your living room.
For like
getting
fast
the
forward,
real
rewind,
remote, yeah.
pause?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Or
I've
the
never
remote
heard of
went
that.
to the actual video recorder, which you then had to hook up to your TV.
Yes.
If you
You're not
didn't
making
have,
this up. That's
And
real.
The VCR tape also ejected out of the top.
Oh, like it would open this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That I've never
See,
heard of.
I remember VCRs. I don't remember the corded remote with
Me
the
neither.
VCR.
Awful.
Heather, we got to get an answer from you.
Yep.
We want people on the phones and the texts, inventions that changed your childhood. Maybe it was the Super Soaker. Maybe it was Nintendo. It's 97.1.
Brought to you by M&M Garage Doors. The Tigers beat the Astros last night 9-3 behind 5 home runs as a team that accounted for 7 runs of offense. Colt Keith had already been impressive enough with 5 RBIs and a 2-homer day before he stepped up to the plate in the 9th inning. That made Keith just the 3rd Tigers hitter in the last 10 years to hit 3 home runs in a game, joining Kerry Carpenter and Victor Martinez. The Tigers did get some bad injury news yesterday as Troy Melton was unable to pitch as scheduled after waking up with back tightness, and Gleyber Torres had to leave the game after an apparent injury on an awkward swing. Tigers take on the Astros again tonight at 8:10 and will face a familiar local foe in Houston starter Hunter Brown. Pre-game coverage of tonight's matchup starts at 7:45 right here on 97.1. There are 3 more World Cup games today as yet again a Cup favorite will be in action. France kicks off against Senegal in the first group stage match for both teams at 3 o'clock from MetLife Stadium. Iraq will face Norway at 6 o'clock. Then reigning Cup champions Argentina will play their first match of the year against Algeria at 9 o'clock. Algeria is training at Kansas University this year. Some KU fans have adopted the team, leading to one of the best new slogans in sports. At the Corewell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 971 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
That's lame.
Lawrence, Kansas.
There's not a lot going on in Lawrence, Kansas, so I get it that they've got to figure out something to do in the summer months.
Rock Chalk, Algeria.
Terrible.
You hadn't heard that story?
It's funny.
John's disgusted. This is America,
Some
damn
kinda,
it.
It's hilarious.
Gumpy white guy adopting Algeria, because they're down the street.
Well, thanks for explaining the joke to me.
Rock Chalk, Algeria, man.
No, it's stupid.
It's because are they playing there?
Yeah, they're training.
They're training there. Hey, why don't you listen to them?
Respectfully, as I said in the update.
I was trying to further the discussion.
Yeah, they're playing at Arrowhead that game tonight. So,
what's your name again? Who are you? Catch him at the top of the hour, Brendan Shabath. All right, Heather,
Yes.
Inventions that changed your childhood.
Clearly, technology really had an impact on, I think, everybody's childhood. But a couple of things that I remember that I got really into, and eventually they were like, you couldn't do this in school anymore, were Pogs. And when you played for keeps, it sucked. If you lost like your favorite, did you guys play Pogs?
No, what's a Pog?
Oh, it was like 94,
POGS?
95. And I don't even really remember how you play, but you had slammers and like we had like the cases, you'd take them to school in and you would play and you'd play
like
for keeps.
Fancy coins.
Yeah, but
Play
they're
for keeps, like the winner keeps the other person's stuff.
Yeah, and then
so you started gambling early.
Yeah, and then you'd get in trouble for playing, and then you'd have to put all your Pogs away and put them in your backpack.
It looks like a version of, like a kid's version of
So they're like
rolling
these
dice or
little
playing
coins
craps.
that are made out of like cardboard, and then you have slammers, and you have to like, I don't even remember how you play, but you use your slammer to.
That makes me think of, did you ever play Crazy Bones?
No, never heard of it.
Same thing. The little collectibles, you'd set them up and you had to like roll them to knock down the other person's, and then and
you got to keep the, and then the Tamagotchi.
Okay.
You'd see all the girls walking around with like them like clipped to your belt loop, right? You had to take care of your pet.
And it was banned. So it originated in Hawaii in the 1920s with Milk Caps and Hawaiian Juice brand.
Pogs, you're saying?
Yes. But it was eventually banned here in the U.S. due to school gambling bans.
Yes, so we had to go put them in our backpack.
Wow. You were the original Sorsby.
Well, and if I remember, Tamagotchi was banned in our elementary school because they were obsessed with them. They weren't focusing.
It was a very big obsession. All the girls had them. And then when I got older, it was like AIM, which, that's a way. AOL,
Instant Messenger.
AOL,
you come home from school.
Yeah, that's how you message your friends, and it's like you just saw your friends, but you jump online and then you message them more.
What was their away message, right?
What was your like handle? Like what was just interesting things?
It's all new to me.
We bring it up because the Super Soaker guy, he went viral talking about how in the summer of 1990 everything changed with the invention of the Super Soaker. A lot of these are tech. Tech says the Game Boy and Pokemon Red for someone born in 93.
Okay.
Technology that changed my childhood was the cell phone.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
It would have been like mid to late 90s, right?
I don't know.
It depends when they started to become more common.
Well, we were talking to Brendan, shows you the age. He said the iPhone changed his childhood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone had the big wheel, and then the green machine came out and changed the game.
Big wheel.
I know.
I love that big wheel.
Mike in West Bloomfield text in indoor plumbing.
Oh, no, we actually have some of those. This one says, inventions that changed my childhood. The earth flooding. Mike in West Bloomfield.
Yes. Rain game.
Charmin Extra Soft. Dylan in Royal Oak.
I love our texters.
KJ on a cell. Good morning.
Morning. How you guys doing today?
Good. What's up?
The one that changed my life was the Atari, the football, baseball, asteroids, basketball, hockey, the handheld sports games. They were like early to mid 70s, I guess.
And with the joystick.
Baseball was, no, they didn't have joysticks. It was buttons. They were just small little handheld units. The Atari, the football and the baseball were the best. So they were the ones I played the most, and they got banned from our elementary school and middle school pretty quick.
Oh, okay. The only, I do remember the Atari, the Space Invaders game, but it was also, what was it, Pong, one of those as well?
I don't remember Pong. They were all sporting games.
Okay.
The most popular one was the football. And then the football, the original one, you could just run the ball. But when they came out with the second series, then you could start passing the ball, and that was the best one.
Much like in real football, a game changer.
The forward pass. Yes. It's a game changer.
I tried playing Atari years later.
Yeah.
It didn't hold up. It just was too bad.
There's no sentimental value there?
No, but Nintendo I played years later. They came out, they had like a whole new rebrand with the original and all that, and people started playing them again. It still holds up. It's like the quality's barely good enough.
Text coming in. Pogs were my jam, Heather. That's Abe and TC.
Yeah.
Heather, they still make Tamagotchi. Walmart carries them.
They do?
Apparently.
What is
You get
Tamagotchi
Emily one.
again?
It's like this teeny little, it looks like a little egg with a screen, and it's a pet. It's a virtual pet. You have to take care of it. You have to feed it. You have to
so
make
it's
sure
a digital version of a pet rock.
Kind of.
Yeah, but way cooler than that.
Well, sure.
You have to like
digital.
feed it every so many hours. So that's like,
And you get.
Or it makes noise. That's
or it dies. Does it die?
Yeah, it will
You
die
can-
if you don't take care of
wow.
it.
Huh. Can you bring it back to life?
Well, you
Resuscitate
get a new
it?
one.
Start over?
You just get a new pet. You
Oh,
start
you have
over.
to go-
You
so
can't-
that one is-
You can't bring
is-
your pet that died back to life.
So that one's just a.
I mean, you use the same device. You're
Oh.
just getting a new.
Oh, it's rebranded.
Yeah, you don't have to go buy another one.
Yes, I'm on my 13th Tamagotchi.
Guys, love the show. Mark and Royal Oak. Atari changed everything. The first VCR remote was corded and only had pause. Another says technology, the VHS rewind function, so you didn't have to do it with your finger.
Wow. That's great.
The wireless remote was a selling point for years, guys. Walkman or Discman.
Yeah, I've got that on my list too. When it was a CD version, that was a game changer.
Yeah. To try running with it and always skip.
You know, I never ran with it. It was more of like long car rides with my parents when I could listen to a CD on my
And
own.
you could zone out.
Yeah.
Again, not talk to your parents.
Yeah.
You hit a bump in the road and it skips.
True. Yeah. Very
and then you
true.
play that same spot in the CD and it skips all the time.
Tech says, I'm old enough to remember there were no pizza boxes. It was a circle inside a paper bag. Try carrying 2 or 3 pizzas home.
I don't remember that.
What decade was this person born in?
I do remember the Little Caesars when they started Pizza. It was on a long cardboard in a sleeve of paper, and it slid into it. So you had to carry it like with both hands.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yes.
Johnny, you sure yours wasn't sliced bread? I would say for me it was the Wii. When my parents were arguing about divorce, I was dancing to the Wii Sports music.
Yep. That's always brings up that joke. Yeah. Let the kids play with their Wii.
Heather and I have very different definitions of Pogs. Signed Brandon in a truck.
I don't know. What's the other definition?
I have no
of
idea.
Pogs? Does it the POG stand for something
I
that
don't know. I'm
is
nervous to look it up.
Go ahead and Google it then.
dirty?
My phone's dead, so
Oh.
I'll look at this computer.
Is it just POG or POGS?
Spells it PAWGS.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a very different spelling.
Let's get to Brian in Garden City. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
They Googled it. Brian, go ahead. We'll get to it in a second. What's up?
For me, it was the Sony Walkman.
Okay.
Yeah,
Game
popping
changer.
The cassette in, popping the cassette in, listening to whatever I want to listen to while riding my bike back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Changed everything.
Yeah. With the headphones that had the little foam.
Oh, yeah. And you could take them off.
Yeah, or they would just break off.
Yeah.
And then you would be running around with just one stuck to.
I remember.
Still had the band going over your head.
You want to share with the class what your Google search turned up?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay,
No.
then.
No.
All right,
No. But the first word is fat. PH fat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Dean and Jackson. Dean, good morning.
Hey, guys. Good morning. So someone kind of touched on this. I don't ever remember having to rewind a VHS with a finger, but I do remember that if you hit rewind on the player, you needed to block out about 30 minutes to sit there and wait for that thing to rewind before you could return it. So when they came out with that thing that its sole function was to simply rewind them, and it'd get done in like a minute, that was a game changer because you'd get charged a rewind
I remember.
fee when you took the tape back if it wasn't rewound. And then the other one for me, because I'm a boomer, was when they finally came up with an actual TV remote, so I would be able to stop getting, commanded to get up and walk across the room and change the channel for my parents that certainly weren't going to get up as long as they had one of me.
Right. Yes. Yeah. They always had the remote, but that was just you.
Like, I remember it shouldn't happen, but you'd get a VHS from like a Blockbuster and it would be in the middle of the movie.
All of them said, be kind.
You're supposed to.
Please rewind.
I know, Heather. You'll be shocked by this. Not everyone's kind. Not everyone hit the rewind. Because you had to sit and wait.
Yeah.
People are impatient. Inventions that change your childhood. We'll get more feedback, more of your calls, some more texts, a few more laughs, and then we'll talk about who's next. A 50-year drought in sports. The Knicks just did it. 18 teams that have been sitting in the same city waiting. Get to it at 9:35. It's 97.1.
Hey, when it comes to an IRS collection or audit, Abraham and Rose has successfully specialized in resolving all types of tax problems for over 30 years. Their extensive experience means that when you're facing an IRS collection or audit, you can rely on their firm. Many law firms have come and gone, but for 30 years of experience, it's a true testament to their success. Their experienced team is ready to evaluate any underlying federal or state income taxes, even payroll taxes. All you got to do is visit abrahamandrose.com or give them a call at 248-539-5040 so you never personally have to deal with the IRS.
Guys, it's got to be TiVo. Record and pause live television. Game changer, especially for live sports. Inventions that changed, we said, your childhood.
It could be a child.
Could be a child. Another one says, how about when they came out with the GPS devices that stuck to your windshield? No more MapQuest.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. It
Yeah.
wasn't my childhood, but it was.
I remember printing out MapQuest.
Oh, yes. And heaven forbid I went past the
Well, I remember
exit.
going to AAA. Get the triptych.
I don't know that, but
Come on,
Garmins were-
Gov.
oof.
Greg, I know you guys at some point had to do the triptych.
Yes, AAA triptych.
Mm-hmm. You'd get this whole pamphlet, and you'd have to
Make time in your life to go to the AAA office to get them to make it for you.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable.
Modern day inconvenience, or things that you didn't experience, Jim. The conveniences.
Things that changed your childhood. MTV, Jim at work. Skinamax changed my teen childhood. And another says 7th grade boobs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's not a new invention.
No, but for a 7th grader.
Yeah, it seemed like a new invention.
Let's go to the phones. David, you're on 97.1.
Hey, good morning. Hey, real quick, while I was on hold, my wife called me. I told her I couldn't talk because I'm on a hold with you guys, and I'm telling her we're going to talk about technology and how it changed my life. And the smart ass wife that I had said, "What are we going to do? Tell them about the wheel?" I said, "Very funny." Anyway, it kind of just. Hey, by the way, when Mary Beth was born, the Dead Sea was just sick. If she's listening, invention that changed my life. Transistors. I used to go with my father to Cunningham's drugstore to check tubes for the TV, and he would fix his own TV.
Okay, so basically a new bulb in the TV?
Yeah, they were tubes. It was a bulb. You could describe it like that, and you used to put the machine. You would put the tube in, press a button. If it was green, that tube was good. If it was red, that tube was bad. You go to the counter at Cunningham's, and you get a new tube. You plug it into the back of the TV. Took 5 minutes for it to warm up, and then the TV was working again.
Okay.
So we've had tubes and boobs.
We're rolling. Clyde and Inkster. Good morning, Clyde. You're on 97.1.
Good morning, y'all. My game changer was the boom box that you used to carry around on your shoulders back in the early 80s.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we got inventive and would put them on my bikes, our 10-speed bikes, and ride around and listen to music. Took about 10 D-cell batteries to keep it going. That was my nostalgic thing there that changed it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the boombox, you'd be able to put the tape in there and actually record something off the radio.
I did that all the time.
Oh, yeah. Some of them had equalizers on them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you were sitting pretty if you had one with an equalizer.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought about 3 of them. The third one had the equalizer on it. Then after that, I got the other game changes when I got my own car.
There you go.
Yeah.
Clyde, thanks. Appreciate the phone call. Let's get to Brian. Brian, good morning.
Hey guys, little Brian Fisher here. How you doing?
Good to hear from you.
Good. John, this is probably only for you because I was super young when this thing came out, and it was a toy that I was always jealous. Everyone around me had one, but I didn't. But it was Coleco, 1982 electronics, the Pac-Man mini arcade. They also had the Donkey Kong mini arcade. They were like these little arcade machines, and they were probably the size of I don't know, like a toaster, maybe smaller, and it just placed in front of you on the floor, and you play it. It looked like a little arcade machine, but for your own home, it's awesome.
Yeah, and just
it.
have the one game on it?
Yeah, they all had one game. Like there's a Pac-Man one, a Donkey Kong one, I think a Mario Brothers one. But yeah, look it up. In 1982, they went for $55 back then.
Huh.
So, but yeah, I was super young. Anyway, that's all I got.
No, thanks, Brian.
Yeah. I was never a video game guy, really, in any form.
Right. It's not even arcade stuff?
No.
I remember those a little bit. The cool thing about like arcade games was like when you would walk into a store and there'd be a game. And be like, "This, we're staying and we're playing." Or they had them in restaurants. They'd have like a tabletop Galaga machine.
Sure, yeah, or the Miss Pac-Man one that would have the two seats on either side.
You missed out, Jim.
Oh, I played these arcade games. There's a place in Midtown that does.
Yeah, but you know them as retro.
Yeah. There's a place that like has a bar arcade.
Yeah.
That does. It's pretty cool. But
yeah, no, we thought it was a big time when you'd walk into Meijer and they'd have the horse and you put a penny in it.
What's that horse's name?
Sandy.
Sandy, yeah. I'm out of my Sandy years now, so I forgot it.
We like Sandy in our family.
Are there still Sandys?
Heck yeah, there's still Sandys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, Teddy. Teddy's deprived.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been in a Meijer.
probably
Are they
too-
still
too
at Meijer?
big.
They're still at Meyer.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna look. Why is that 12-year-old riding the horse?
Yeah, he'll break it.
Hold on, bud.
Oh, Jake in Windsor. You're on 97.1.
Morning, guys. I actually have two. The first one, obviously, is the old brick cell phones. Remember those with the antennas?
Oh, yeah.
And
You have to store it under your seat?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the second one would be going from dial-up to DSL and then eventually high-speed internet.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the day trying to use the internet. My parents were like, "Get off the internet, I'm trying to use the phone," and
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, you thought you were high class if you got that extra line that was dedicated for the dial-up.
Yeah, the rich people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those who live in Birmingham. They
Right,
had-
yes.
had
Now
their-
they just have pool parties.
Right. Twerking on cars. Speaking of which, let's get to Heather with the news.
Would you like me to share that story one more time?
Yes, please.
Oh, people in Birmingham are outraged after a massive pool party shut down their street over the weekend, and they were exposed to some very, very lewd behavior.
Oh.
Yes, so there was a pool party on Westchester Way, drew hundreds of people. You can see video. Cars were blocking traffic. Women were twerking out of sunroofs. Like it was... Yeah, it was crazy.
Thank you, Erica.
The police were called about 20 times. Residents say the scene was just out of control. One neighbor did describe it as a twerk fest. The homeowner says he rented out his pool. He had a buddy that wanted to have a pool party. He said, "I'll rent you my pool." And the party did get out of... According to the homeowner, did escalate as far as how many people were there. It was originally supposed to be about 40
and grew
to hundreds. But the homeowner kind of is downplaying everything and says, you know what? It was never shut down by police, which it wasn't. Police did show up. I think they showed up at the house about 5 times.
So why did they do we know the determination to let it continue?
Because nothing unlawful was happening is
Okay.
what I read
Right.
in one of the articles, is that when they showed up there was no laws that were being violated.
Yeah, twerking's not against the law.
So they just kind of said, hey, let's not let this go on too late. And it didn't. It wrapped up around 8:30. And that's when the homeowner says those viral videos of the women twerking on cars.
That's in
kind
the
of went-
street.
It was in the street, yes.
Yeah, so, like, is
everyone
it-
was trying to leave.
Yeah.
However, it does sound like they were parking in people's driveways. They were parking on grass. They caused some damage with that. So I understand that neighbors were frustrated by what was going on.
Everybody waves goodbye in their own unique way.
In a thong or not, I guess. Yes. That's, I believe, why the video was blurred, because
Yes.
she was probably wearing very little bikini bottoms. Anyway, this news is brought to you by Fusion Energy, by the way. There's a Michigan swimmer who's known as the Shark. We've talked about this man before. He's celebrating America's 250th birthday by swimming 22 miles while towing 250 cannonballs. It's his way of kind of honoring those who have worked to preserve our freedom.
Where are these cannonballs strapped?
Well, they're going to be on 2 dinghies, I believe. Like they'll have 2
so you
boats,
have
and he'll be attached.
a couple dinghies filled with balls.
Except, yes, exactly. Except one ball will be strapped to his back. So the
That sounds uncomfortable.
total weight will be about 1,500 pounds. Anyway, it's going to be taking place on August 7th if you're interested. The Trenton firefighters are reminding people not to throw away lithium-ion batteries after a garbage truck caught on fire.
Oh.
So these lithium-ion batteries are used in a lot of different things you probably have in your house: cell phones, laptops, power tools, rechargeable toys, e-bikes, vaping devices, and they even say some greeting cards have these batteries.
Oh, sure. It's the ones that open up and they start singing you a song.
Exactly. So if they become damaged and you throw them away, they can overheat, they can ignite. And officials say these types of fires are really difficult to put out because of the extensive heat and chemical reactions that occur when they burn. So if you have one of these batteries, you should store them in a safe, dry location until you can properly dispose of them at, a battery recycling collection site or a hazardous waste collection site. Okay, so Jelly Roll says he never took Ozempic, right? He's losing weight on his own, but Ozempic divorce is like this real thing.
Yep.
And it's basically happening when a couple separate following one partner's significant weight loss. Now, this probably has nothing to do with Jelly Roll, but he has filed for divorce from his wife, Bunny XO.
Oh, no.
Yeah, after almost 10 years of marriage. So a source says that it is a mutual decision between the two of them. It's a private family matter. They got married in August of 2016. So some sad news there.
That
But
is too
apparently moving trucks have been spotted at the house and things are moving around.
Do they have any kids?
No
Okay.
kids.
I'm just thinking about,
Sure, which add complications to the divorce and make it even more difficult. A 12-year-old girl is in critical condition after nearly drowning in an apartment pool in Taylor. Happened around 2 p.m. at Heritage Glen Townhomes when the girl's mother thought her daughter was floating in the pool and then realized that her daughter wasn't moving. The young girl was pulled out of the pool. CPR was started. A pulse was found on this child and she was taken to the hospital, but the police say that her condition is critical. Police were told by the girl's mother that she was an okay swimmer. She was the only one in the pool at the time. So far, no criminal activity or negligence is suspected. Finally, that chair that Taylor Swift sat in at the NBA playoffs just sold for $7,000. So the Cleveland Cavaliers actually auctioned off several chairs, not just the one sat on by Taylor Swift.
Was hers the most expensive?
But hers was the most expensive. Travis Kelce, his chair sold for $1,405.
Bum.
Kylie Jenner, hers sold too, but for $1,505. But hers did sell for more than her boyfriend, Timothée Chalamet. His just sold for a mere $1,202. Ben Stiller, $732.
What is the appeal?
Machine Gun Kelly, $635.
Well, Ben Stiller, what about Christine Taylor? We don't have that number?
I don't have that number. Was she there?
Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't she hangs? Yeah.
Who's the
She's
one
a
in
woman.
the Law and Order?
Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, what did hers sell for?
Well, this.
And then what did Chris Maloney sell for? Because he was at Game 3.
I don't know. The whole thing is odd
I
to
don't
me.
know.
Why, what's the value?
I don't know. Are they the folding chairs or are they
Yes.
actual
Yeah.
stadium
Yes.
chairs? So you
They're
can
the
actually
folding chair.
you can use it in your house.
It can be used, yes.
Your ass can be where Taylor Swift's ass was.
Exactly.
She has the most valuable butt sweat. I don't know. 248. I can't believe anybody pays for those.
I guess if you're looking, I don't know, maybe for a naked chair.
Coming up next, the Knicks won the NBA title over 50 years. The drought was real. We've got a drought going on with our Lions. There are 18 teams that have been in the same city for 50 years without winning a title. So who's next? Broke them into tears? We'll talk about it. It's 97.1.